Good afternoon, everyone. We are back. The first U.S. men's national team camp ever since Greg Berhalter got fired. Because obviously the Olympics is not really a camp, right? It's a U23 tournament. So that one didn't count. Berhalter was not going to be in charge of the Olympics anyway. It was Mitrovic. But today we have the very first camp without Berhalter. Obviously, still without the main coach, technically, right? We're having an interim coach, Mikey Vadas. Now, maybe Pochettino could be behind the scenes. He might be talking to Mikey Vadas, and a few things might be done his way. But we have no evidence of that, and Pochettino's yet to be announced. He'll probably announce soon. The deal is very likely done. We'll talk about that in a second. And Pete, how are you feeling there?
Good. I mean, it's, nice to have a game without Berhalter on the sideline, but it still feels like more than a month after Copa America. No, what am I saying? Yeah, more than a month after Copa America failure.
Almost two.
June, wait.
June,
no, July
early June.
1st.
Yeah, we're in September. 2 months.
Yeah, you're right. 2 months after Copa America failure, we're still in flux, right? And so it's like, all right, let's get Pochettino in. But, look, I believe that traditionally Mexico is our rival. But in terms of quality right now, Canada's a bigger rival. They just are. They have better players. They're definitely doing more to push their players. They're sending them to Europe, right? And they do have a good coach now, at least good for them. And this should be a fun game, even though it's a friendly. It's still a rivalry game.
Yeah, and the United States will face Canada and bitter Jesse Marsch. That, look, just to make one thing clear, everything Jesse has been saying about U.S. soccer, it's all true, right? Can we agree on that, Pete? Like, everything he's been saying is true.
He's not wrong.
But this guy is just extremely bitter right now. It's kind of funny to see because...
Well, the way that U.S. soccer treated him, I think I would be bitter too.
Well, but here's the thing. All the problems that he's talking about, they've always been there.
Oh, yeah.
And he knew about it. But he always played it cool and never really spoke out against it because he wanted to be the national team coach for 2026. It was quite clear. And then when he didn't get what he wanted, now he became outspoken all of a sudden, right? So props to him. It's never too late to do so. But again, keep in mind that Jesse's only doing this because he is bitter.
Otherwise, it wasn't just that he didn't get the job. It's that they made him run through all of these ridiculous hoops to interview for the job, basically told him he had it, and then reneged at the last minute. So it's not just that he didn't get the job. Like, I think he has a right to be bitter. But you're right. He should have been calling out U.S. soccer a long time ago, not keeping quiet like the rest of MSM until they get personally burned and then start speaking out.
Well, in bitter Jesse, if you go back, I think in the 2022 cycle, and guys, don't quote me on this one. I might be saying something that's not accurate, but I'm pretty sure in the 2022 cycle, there was a moment where Jesse said before the World Cup that Berhalter was doing a good job.
And he was telling people, fans, to stop criticizing Berhalter because it, quote, doesn't help. Remember? He said, the negativity doesn't help.
Shut the fuck up, Mr. Negative. Now he's Mr. Negative.
Yes. Go eat your maple syrup.
Also, brother, listen, Jesse Marsch. Mr. Bitter Jesse, you are the coach of the Canadian men's national team. If someone asks you about the U.S. men's national team internal issues, you respond in that case. You're like, no further comments. I'm coaching the Canada team. The U.S. can deal with their own problems. And you just let it go because that's your focus, right? Wasn't he even saying that he's going to sing the Canadian anthem and not sing the American one? It's like,
because he feels half Canadian now.
Stupid, idiotic thing. Sing the Canadian anthem if you want to. I guess you're representing their country, but you are still American.
Well, also, he went on that shill podcast, I forget the name, and talked about how he's focused on Canada right now and he doesn't want to talk about the U.S. and he's focused on Canada. And then for the rest of the podcast, he talked about the U.S. It's like, dude, pick your poison. Like, pick a lane.
Bitter Jesse, you got to stop, man. Just focus on Canada. You had a great Copa America with Canada. Focus on that. Do something special there. The best revenge Jesse Marsch can have with U.S. soccer is his success. That's the best revenge he can do. Now, today, I hope he loses. But again, just stop being bitter, man. It's looking ridiculous. You're looking like a child. You're looking like tactical manager on Twitter, and that's not a good look. That is not a good look. No one wants to be tactical manager from Twitter. No one wants to do that. Don't do it, Jesse. Jeff Carey.
Some people try.
True. That is true. I don't know why, but they do. Jeff Carey saying, Pete Tack, welcome back to my spicy world. Jeff, thank you. This is definitely not your spicy world. He pretty much claims the chat to be his.
He's going to open up a franchise in Orlando called Jeff's Spicy World.
Oh my god. I would not enter whatever that is. I would.
Maybe in West Hollywood, that might be a good spot if you're opening up that kind of a franchise.
But here's the starting 11, Pete. Based on the roster we don't have Dest, we don't have Tyler Adams, we don't have McKinney, we don't have Gio Reyna, we don't have Tim Weah. There's so many players missing. Anthony Robinson. So with this roster that we have, this is more or less the best lineup. You can maybe switch Aronson for Haji. I think that's
what I would change.
I think it could have an impact. It could also be 6 for half a dozen. There's different elements to it. But overall, this is more or less the best lineup. The one thing I think we could have tested out, since this is a friendly window, is McKenzie is playing Liga right now. Maybe give him a shot over Tim Ream, see what he can do. We already know what Tim Ream can do.
And we know he's on the decline, right?
Yes, exactly. So I would probably give Trusty or McKenzie a shot next to Richard, see how they play, let them build chemistry. Not going to nitpick on that too much, but I guess those are the things. But overall, I think the midfield is quite interesting when we look at Johnny Cardoso, Yunus Musa, probably in a double pivot, and then Malik Tillman as the 10. Malik Tillman has yet to deliver for the United States, has not played well for the U.S., but he plays well in the Eredivisie for PSV. Gio Reyna is out this camp, so Tillman will probably start both games. This is his opportunity to show that he can't play for the national team at a high level. And again, me and Pete have said this multiple times. We firmly believe Gio Reyna is better than Tillman. But if Tillman's playing better than Gio, we have no issue benching Gio and alternating, but Tillman has yet to show that to us.
Yeah, he's been great for his club. He needs to show that for the national team. And he's getting the opportunity today. So here you go.
Yep. And again, if he plays well against Canada, plays well against New Zealand, and Gio's not playing for Dortmund, I'll be okay with us rotating them and seeing who can outplay each other. But as of now, I still think Gio Reyna is the better player. That is injured, by the way, Gio Reyna. And it hasn't been confirmed, but there's some news with Gio that's a bit iffy. They were saying he could be out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, that's not good. That means he misses the October camp, too.
Yeah. Well,
where did you see this news?
There were that was like the initial thoughts that I think a few like journalists were talking about in Germany based on what they heard. Maybe they're assuming it's a pulled muscle, not a strain only. If it's a pulled, there's also the thing with Gio that I wouldn't be surprised if Dortmund is like extra cautious with it, right? They've rushed him back before, and that was a big problem. So maybe they're just like, dude, you might be healed in 2 weeks, but you'll be back in 4. Let's strengthen that. Who knows? But yeah, if he's out.
They also want to play him even when he is healthy. So why would you rush him back?
Yeah, I mean, since they don't want to play him anyway, might as well not rush him back. I would hope. So we'll see if he's out. If he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, it's not good. That means he'll miss the October camp, and we only have one camp after that this year, which is in November. It's not good news. But enough of Gio. The front three, we talked about it. Christian Pulisic, Balogun. To me, they have to start. They're locks. And then the other argument is like Brendan Aronson or Haji. And then if you play Haji, you put Pulisic on the right wing, which he can play both fairly well, right or left. The defense, Joe Scally, obviously the immediate backup of Sergiño Dest. That's fine. Richard should start. Oh, Patrick Schulte to me is a positive. I know he wasn't great in the Olympics, but we talked about how we need to move on from Matt Turner at some point, and you have to give shots to players that are projected to improve the next few years. Schulte, Cochin, Gaga Sonina, these are all goalkeepers that are young, and every single year they should look a bit better. So I'm fine with Schulte starting. This is probably the best option. And right now, he's also Cochin was probably called in to be more of like a recruitment. I don't know if he'll start any games, so I'm cool with this.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's like, I don't think Cochin has not played a single professional minute in his career, so you don't start starting him right away. I think, of the 4 options they brought, it probably makes sense to give Schulte a shot and just see how he does.
Winuke is saying, I believe it's Venezuelan American, right? Venezuela. I'm mad that Bolivia changed their stadium. What did Bolivia? They changed their stadium? They're not playing La Paz? I honestly didn't follow through what Bolivia did. I know they won in the World Cup qualifying, but I only watched the Brazil game, and Brazil was horrendous yesterday against Ecuador at home. They won, yes, 1-0, but I think for the first time in my life, I saw Ecuador completely outplayed Brazil in the second half in Brazil.
How
They
long does
outplayed.
Dorival last?
No idea. No, I mean, he got the win, so they might just go with he got the win. I don't know. Like, I don't think Brazil qualifying to the World Cup is in danger. I mean, 7 teams in CONMEBOL can qualify,
No.
right, out of 10. So
Who
they're going to
tweeted that?
qualify.
Was that man Mossy who tweeted that out this morning?
Yeah, he tweeted that, and I said, look,
Dude,
the odds of Brazil missing the World Cup is 0. The problem is the way they're playing right now, the odds of winning are pretty close to 0 as well. It's close to that. So
also, when you spend a lot of time with Alexi Lalas, it can impact your thinking skills.
Yes. What's the name? What's that we learned it in science? Is it osmosis? Where you can just kind of lose it just because someone doesn't have enough of it. So he doesn't have enough of a brain, so it just kind of drains it from you a little bit, and you lose part of it.
I've never heard that.
Well, it's not with brain, right? It's technically with water, right? If something is there's a lot of water and another one's dry, like your finger. That's why your fingers also get all wrinkled up when you're in water for so long.
Because the water sucks the moisture out of your fingers?
Well, your finger, it doesn't suck the moisture, right? Look, I think maybe
I was probably not paying attention in science class.
Yeah, I did engineering, but I did mechanical engineering. So the whole science, chemistry, all that crap, I skipped all of that. It was more like dynamics, statics, thermodynamics, things like that. So probably not the right guy. William, thank you for the super chat, William. And Flip Silvar is saying São Paulo packed the NFL game. Yeah, people asked me yesterday about that game. I think it's fine if NFL is essentially the only actual American football league in the world. If they want to play a game in Brazil and there's demand, and clearly that it was sold out, why not go play there?
I think as a novelty, there's demand. Do you think they would care long term?
I don't know. Maybe if they play one game a year, people would go. If it's just one,
like a novelty game. Like the NFL goes to London, and when I was there, because they play at Spurs Stadium. When I was there, I talked to the people there, and they were like, "Yeah, the problem is we fill the stadium up, but half of the crowd is American. They fly over to watch this game, so it's not like English fans are getting into NFL. Just Americans are traveling the world. So I don't know if that was the same in Brazil.
I heard there were a lot of Brazilians because also traveling to England is far more comfortable and easy for Americans. Same language, no visa needed. Culture, from a cultural standpoint, England is far more similar to the US than Brazil is to the US. So it's much easier to travel to England. So I can see that. But apparently there are a lot of Brazilians in the game. I think if it's once every year, Brazilians would go. It's a different event. They like to party and have fun, and it's in a soccer stadium. If it's once a year, but yes, if they put a American football game every month there, it probably would get old. It would get old very quickly. Once a year, it probably won't. And they're saying Bolivia moved the stadium that's higher than La Paz. Holy crap! So Bolivia was like, we suck. We only win in the altitude. But we're so bad that we can't even win that much in the altitude anymore. So let's get it even higher. That's why I think, who did Bolivia actually defeat 2 days ago? They actually got a big win. Bolivia took it to they beat Venezuela. That did well in the Copa America.
But they couldn't beat Greg Berhalter. That's his real success.
Bolivia beat Venezuela 4-0 at home. Crazy.
Venezuela didn't have tactical masterclass Greg Berhalter. That's the problem.
Yes. Berhalter has been awfully quiet.
Yeah, I would be too after that disgrace.
They should have had him have an interview of shame. That should have happened.
Yeah, they should have forced him, right? To come out and you have to do an exit interview once you get fired. That's part of your contract. Otherwise, you don't get the rest of your money.
No.
Knowing what a coward he is, though, he might give up the rest of his money to not have to act.
Yeah. How much am I losing? 2 million. Like, 2 million,
or have to
you can keep the 2 million. You can keep it.
And there's even softball questions by Tom Bogert saying thank you for the first minute of the interview.
Yeah, Tom Bogert will go for like 2 minutes saying thank you, Greg, for all the work you've done and changing culture. And then, Greg, now explain to us how the players were the reason you lost.
Yeah. Well, did you see Tom Bogert's latest saying that Miles Robinson is a roster lock for 2026?
Well, you need to say that for a few MLS players so he can continue to get information and access. So
yeah, it's all shilling.
It's how it works. We've heard this. We've experienced that, me and you, at this point. But everyone, listen up. This will be a live watch along for United States versus Canada. The starting 11 in the formation of the U.S. are on screen. After the game, we're going to go to 11 Yanks for the post game. We're going to be talking about, obviously, Pochettino will probably be a topic of the post game in one way, shape, or form, how the players perform. He could be announced at halftime. I'll give you guys a quick update here. I know people said that the trip to Spain was canceled. Some people are saying that it was never going to happen, whatever. This is what I will say that I factually know about the whole Pochettino thing. One, the deal is done. Now, by that, does it mean they signed? I don't know. I heard it was done officially, so probably signed. The players were told to expect to meet Pochettino in Cincinnati. Okay, this was told to the players. Was there a change in plans? Did Pochettino maybe freak out that he was going to have to go to Cincinnati? And he's like, nah, man, I'm not going there. Could it be? Could you imagine? Poch, you know what?
We're going to bring. He heard one of the fans say, call them, we are the FC. The FC.
No. Pete, imagine they went to Pochettino like, Pochettino, Mauricio, so we're going to bring you to the United States so you can meet the players. And then he's just like, yes, I really like the United States. Leo Messi told me that Miami is beautiful. It's like, yeah, but not Miami, man. We're going to take you to Ohio. It's like, oh, is that like Miami? Similar, close?
And they're like, yes.
It's like pretty much the same as Miami, Cincinnati.
The University of Miami has an Ohio campus.
Exactly. It's essentially the same. Like, if everything Messi told you about Miami, that beautiful place, they have it there. It's like, oh, do they have pina coladas? Oh, they have pina coladas in Cincinnati.
In Miami, there's cocaine, and in Ohio, it's meth. So different drugs,
but similar enough.
Drugs.
Similar enough.
Drugs.
Yeah, it's similar enough. So there's a lot of similarities, and you can just go like Cincinnati is like Miami, but better. There's no Florida, man. It's better.
No Gators.
And then Pochettino looks up Cincinnati in like a 5-minute Google search, and he's like, cancel the trip.
He's like, Manchester United is interested.
I'm going to Manchester just with that poor weather, terrible weather in Manchester.
It's like Manchester.
So that's what I'm saying. The players were told to expect to meet Pochettino in Cincinnati. So that's the update that I have. I'm not going to speculate. That is literally what I know. Okay, that's all. Williams also saying, hey, Tack, I'm an athletic trainer, and just for your information, a pulled or strain is the same thing. Well, I didn't know that. I thought strain was like minor, and pulled was like really bad. Recovery will depend on the strain pull grade. This is the first set super chat, and I accidentally sent it twice. Oh, thank you, William, for the super chat and information. So I guess pulled and strain is the same thing. It just matters like the grade or how like severe it is. And that Gio probably needs like an MRI, I'm assuming. Stanley's saying, has anyone checked on Greg Berhalter? Is he doing all right? I'll just say one thing. It's not that I want him to do bad or do well. I just don't care how he's doing.
Considering he has millions of dollars in the bank, he's fine. Nice house.
In Chicago, right?
In Chicago, and pretty much any job he wants in MLS, I'd argue he's doing just fine and doesn't really need our sympathy.
Mm-hmm. He's fine, guys. He'll get a coaching job in MLS whenever he wants. He's living in Chicago with a lot of money. He's doing just fine. Okay. Yeah. Dwight is saying, are you going to take a shot every time Aronson flops? It's like, Dwight, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not trying to end up in the hospital by the end of the stream. I'm not trying to get alcohol poison. So no, I won't take a shot. Maybe I'll take a shot of water every time he flops, but then I could still drown. So probably not ideal.
Yeah. As far as like things to look for from the game, how does Aronson do on the wing, right? Like this might be with Poch watching. If you're with Weah out, with Dest out, with Gio out, there's like, okay, you got this opportunity. Also, Kevin Paredes is out, right? We also didn't call up Griffin Yao. There's competition for that spot on the right. So Aronson needs to deliver today, right? If he wants to still be in the conversation. If he performs poorly, then it's like, okay, bud, we might have seen enough from you. So I want to see that. I want to see Ken Tillman be a creator in midfield, right? Mm-hmm. Can Cardoso and Musa just play that double pivot together reliably? I think they can, but this is a good test.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. And I think what's interesting, it's also a game, unlike many others. I know it's a friendly, but we can judge the performances of players because, one, the opponent is not a scrub opponent. Two, this is very personal for Jesse Marsch. I'm pretty sure he's been talking to the players about it. He wants Canada to go for the win.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be an easy game. Canada's not going to go easy. Why don't I put two things here on screen? Let's go through the Canadian starting 11 because they are missing some players. Like Ismael Kone is not available. That's a very important midfield. Now, keep in mind, this foot mob here, they messed it up. Cornelius is the center back, and Ahmed is the right midfielder, right winger. And it's a 4-4-2 for Canada with Larin and David up top. That's how they played in the Copa America, mainly a 4-4-2. So Alistair Johnson, that plays for Celtic, will be the right back. Cornelius is a center back for Marseille. Bombito moved to Nice now, right? Bombito's playing for Nice. Crepeau, you guys probably know him from Major League Soccer. Good goalkeeper.
Cornelius is also in the French league, by the way. They're two center backs.
Yeah, Cornelius is in Marseille and Bombito with Nice. And they're both starting, by the way. Fonzo Davies, obviously Bayern Munich left back. Everyone knows Alfonso Davies. Then you have Eustachio and who the heck is that?
Chonier.
He plays for Grasshoppers. Sorry, I can't take you seriously if you play for a team named Grasshoppers. Like that sorry, that's like a team that a U8 team in America is like, what do you want to be called? Then the kid's like, Grasshoppers. And then the soccer dad's like, 1, 2, 3, Grasshoppers. No, I'm sorry. You can't be taken seriously if you play for Grasshoppers.
Who does Ahmed play for? Is he an MLS
Ahmed
guy?
plays in MLS, right?
Yeah, he's an MLS guy, no?
He plays for the Vancouver Whitecaps, yeah. He plays in MLS. Schaffelberg, that played well in the Copa America from Nashville in MLS, and then Jonathan David from Lille, and Kyle Larin. Where's Kyle Larin playing La Liga now? Not Mallorca.
No.
Mallorca.
Mallorca.
I thought he left Mallorca, but he's still there.
No, he left the other team to go to Mallorca. Who was he with before? Was that Las Palmas?
I think he was with like Valladolid, and they got like relegated or something.
Almeria?
No, Valladolid, right? And they got relegated, I think.
Oh, Valladolid. That's right. Valladolid.
Yeah. GMO is saying, if Marsch takes the game seriously, Canada 3-0. Guys, he will take this game very seriously. Now, Canada beating us 3-0, that would be a disgraceful result if we got 3-0. Because if you look on paper,
we're at home. We're at home also.
We're at home. On paper, we have better players overall than Canada, even though they have a much better team than they ever had right there. They finally have center backs, dude. That was a big issue with Canada last cycle. But no, it's. Do
you want to know an interesting stat about today's game?
Yes.
Since the Qatar 2022 World Cup, the U.S. has not scored without Gio Reyna on the field.
At all?
Not one goal. So they need to prove now that they can score without Gio.
I mean, besides the 2023 Gold Cup, you mean?
Yeah, obviously. I'm talking about the U.S., the first team, not the C team.
For anyone wondering where to watch this game, it's on screen right now. Take a screenshot. Do not ask me during the game. I will get pissed off at you if you do that. It'll be on TBS, Telemundo, Universo, Max, and Peacock. Dude, I'm sorry. Look, HBO has some good shows, some good movies, HBO, but Max is just a stupid name for a streaming service.
Yeah, it was HBO Max before. Like, what was wrong with that?
Yeah, they changed it to Max.
I know. And they had some really good shows. That's what's crazy.
That's like the name of an accountant.
Yeah. By the way, I get it free with my AT&T phone. So if anybody has AT&T and you don't own Max, reach out to them and you should get a free account.
Yeah. So get a free account on Max. Oh, there you go. So if you have AT&T, you can watch the game for free at Max. So you got TBS, Telemundo, Universo, Max, and Peacock. Please do not ask me during the game. I already provided you with the information. And let me see here. Lawrence is saying, that's how I felt at UMass. We're the Minuteman. I don't know what he was referring to.
University of Massachusetts.
No, but
Minutemen, they were the musket men in the Revolutionary War. They were called Minutemen because they were part of the militia. And the idea was that they could be ready to fight in 1 minute. So if they said, like with Paul Revere rides through your town and says the British are coming, all the Minutemen in that town could be ready to fight in 1 minute.
I meant, what is he referring to in the sense of like what we were saying?
I don't know. I don't know what he's referring to.
Yeah.
But guys, Lawrence Krieger did a really good article on the failure of the Leagues Cup. If anybody wants to go check that out on Twitter, tell them your Twitter handle, Lawrence, so that they can go find it, because it was a very well-researched article and used stats to show how drastically bad the Leagues Cup was this year.
I don't think this is the Lawrence that did it. I'll pull up the Lawrence that did it here.
Oh, no, that's Lawrence Dockery.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I got it mixed up. But Lawrence Dockery still did a good one.
Yeah, I'll find the article here and I'll put it 1 second. I'll put it up. William is saying, to answer your question, yes, MRI will let you know the grade. Grade 1 for the muscle strain on Gio is minor. Grade 3, surgery is very likely. I doubt it's grade 3 then, because something would have leaked. Something would have come out about it. So I doubt it's grade 3. Hopefully it's grade 1, but maybe it could be something like grade. I'm assuming there's a grade 2, right? They don't just skip grade 2. They go like grade 1 and then grade 3. They're like Michael Scott with the fool me once, strike 1. Fool me twice,
strike
3.
Or George Bush, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fool me once, you ain't gonna fool me again. That's an actual quote.
Yeah, not the brightest. Sounds like most of our politicians. Stanley saying, Wiki says LAFC owns Grasshopper. Do they?
I don't know about that.
Have they played each other? But everyone, make sure to drop a like in the stream. Let's try to get it to 500 likes. But the Lawrence Dockery article that I can't find right now, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to find it here. He did a good article on the Leagues Cup.
Yeah, maybe we can bring it up at halftime.
I have it here. No, I found it.
Okay.
I found it. So, guys, it's this one here. So you guys can look up the tweet itself, or maybe I can put it on there.
Put it on things so people can go see his Twitter handle.
Yeah, it's this one here. So you guys can see his Twitter handle. It's a good article. Go give it a read. I'm putting the link there in the chat.
Yeah,
it's about the failure of the Leagues Cup, which it was ultimately a failure.
It's really bad. Isn't it funny that like the last time we played a USMNT game was also in Kansas, and we're back?
Yeah, it's weird that we always keep playing similar locations, right? I don't know.
It's always the same diamond. It goes Austin, Orlando, Kansas, Cincinnati, Columbus, and back. Dude, that's like the little USMNT diamond.
Dude, this game is empty. I think there's more people in this chat than in the stadium.
Yeah, but can you blame people? Like the USMNT has no coach. Okay, thank you, US Soccer. The last time they were in Kansas, they treated the fans to a miserable performance. They've been a failure for 6 years under Greg Berhalter. Like, no wonder nobody shows up. Like, I'm sorry. Are we surprised?
Yeah, what is your estimate there? It's probably like 1,000 people.
No, it's more than that. Are they at Sporting KC Stadium?
Yeah, it's a small one.
So, that's a 20,000 seater. Right now, it looks like somewhere between 5 and 10.
It's all thanks to U.S. Soccer's incompetence. If there's an announcement of Pochettino, if they connected well with the fan base, it's funny because this game is meant to be the fan appreciation match. They should have just given tickets out for free at this point.
Yeah. How about some actual fan appreciation? Not we stuck Greg Berhalter on you for 6 years, and we still can't announce Pochettino. But don't worry, fan appreciation. Everybody gets a free bottle of water, and we might throw a T-shirt at you at halftime.
What is even like the fan appreciation BS?
It sounds like some dorky thing that some dorky marketing major in U.S. Soccer, probably you and I know who I'm talking about, decided, we should do a fan appreciation.
It's probably Neil. It's probably Neil.
It's probably Neil. Fan appreciation. What does that mean, Neil? I don't know, but if we call it that, it sounds like we're excited about the fans.
Yeah, so now they're playing the national anthems. Is Jesse Marsch singing "O Canada"? Was he singing, Pete? Did you see?
I didn't see it. I'm still on Alphonso Davies. They're hanging on Davies for a long time for this anthem. Usually they go down the line.
Yeah, they just wanted to show Alfonso. Dude, this is so embarrassing. Yeah, so now the national anthem for the United States is playing here. Dude, the stadium is so empty. It's also during a Saturday, which would be peak. If it was during the week, there would be no one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to the U.S. Soccer Federation. Okay, back here to the chat, guys. I'm going to go through the chat before we start the game here. Let me put the starting 11 on screen once again so you can check it out. This will be a live watch along here, obviously. It is a game that is interesting, but obviously not enough people care about it. And Forrest is saying, I went to Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. It was founded in the 1800s, before Miami, Florida existed at all. Very beautiful college. So maybe that's what they were trying to tell Poach. It's like, you're going to go to Miami in Ohio, Miami University.
It wasn't called Miami University before Miami existed.
Are you sure it wasn't?
How could you call it Miami? It's the Miami University of Ohio. Maybe they bought them. Maybe it was called something else, and the Miami University bought them.
Was the name Miami of the city of Miami the first Miami?
It's a great question. We're getting into a lot of good history here today.
Yeah, can anyone in
history and science class with Pete and Tack? Do you teach science? I'll teach history.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that. It's like, was the city of Miami in South Florida, was that the first Miami? Because again, we have a lot of like towns in the U.S. that are just names from England, right?
There's a Miami River in Ohio. I stand corrected.
So the name Miami was around for a long time.
So I stand corrected then.
Jeff Carey saying, by the way, Canada is a country and England is not. England's not a country, Jeff? Jeff, where are you going with this, man? We talked about this. Wales is not a country. England is, right? I don't know. Jonathan Hernandez is saying stadium is empty. It really is. There's probably like 2,000 people there, maybe 3. And Ryan is saying Miami is a native term in Ohio. Oh, holy crap. We made a joke about that. Could you imagine if it's like there's literally a Miami in Ohio?
I guess there is. It's a tribe or some kind. My apologies to the people of the Miami tribe.
Imagine they tell Pochettino, Poch, we're going to Miami, and then he arrives in Ohio. He's like, what is South Beach?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No. Stanley's saying, look it up. It is legit. LAFC owns majority stake in Grasshoppers. Oh, so you're saying they literally own it?
I guess.
The United Kingdom is not a country, though.
The United Kingdom is a country. It's a series of countries, I guess. It's weird.
Oh, wait. Yes, the United Kingdom is a country. The United Kingdom is an island
like
country.
You have a passport, a UK passport.
So England is not a country?
It's weird, right? Because it is a country in its own right, but there's no such thing as an English passport, right?
Okay, so England is not really a country. It says, yes, England is a country that is part of the UK, but the UK is a country. How can you be a country in a country?
But it's weird because, like, doesn't Scotland have their own parliament too?
What is going on with the Brits, man? What are they doing?
Years of colonization.
They don't even understand what they're doing there.
Wales is part of the UK. Northern Ireland is part of the UK.
Wales is not a country. There's no way. I'm sorry.
Part of the UK. It's like a province. It's like a province in the UK.
Yeah, but England, the UK being a country means England is probably just a state in the UK, not a country.
Like Texas.
Yeah, it's like Texas there. I don't get it.
So maybe Jeff Carey was right. It's just you never know what direction Jeff Carey's going in.
Jeff is usually right. He just goes a little bit too far sometimes. And the game just started for me. What about you?
They're about to kick off.
Steven Spada saying England hasn't beaten us in a World Cup. Therefore, their country card is revoked. I think their country card is revoked simply due to the fact that the UK is a country. Again, in the Olympics, they send the UK, not England.
Yeah. There's no such thing as an English passport.
Cleared. And then Butt Picker saying, I was hoping they would have Pochettino come in with a parachute followed by the ball. Guys, U.S. soccer would never be able to do a legitimate like marketing.
Yeah, move. A creative idea coming out of U.S. soccer, you're dreaming.
If you have seen the people that work with marketing in that federation, if you've seen the people that work in communications of that federation, you would change your mind about that. We'll get lucky to get a tweet about Pochettino. That's about it. Like a tweet and an article. That's about it. And it might actually leak first with someone else. So don't think they'll ever do something like that. They're not capable of it. The people working there, we don't have our best. There are the best people that work with marketing and sports in this country are working with the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. Definitely not with U.S. soccer. Bone 6000 is saying those U.S. kits are horrible. I don't think they're horrible. They're not my favorite. I don't think they're horrible.
No, the horrible ones are the white ones.
Yeah, they're not horrible. But here it is, the United States. And Patrick Schulte with his feet. We'll see how that goes. There's no pressure on him right now early in the game. Canada's just letting him have the ball. Tim Ream out wide to Christopher Lund is an interesting one to see how he performs.
Yeah. All right, Tack. I'm going to be in and out, okay?
All right, see you soon. And here comes Balogun. He might be through. Balogun versus Cornelius, or is it Bombito? No, Balogun dispossessed. Balogun is dispossessed. TB is saying, when you decide to have soccer game or college football on Saturday, how many non-first generation Yanks will tune into a friendly versus Drake and Justin Bieber land? I mean, I would hope more than 2,000-3,000. I would hope more. But I don't think that it's all U.S. soccer, right? Because it's also the FIFA window when it happens, and they have to play it. And don't we have NFL and college football during the entire weekend? Unless U.S. soccer put this game on a Friday night. But we also had NFL games during the Friday night. We also had NFL games, right? GMO saying playing at home with the away and ugly jersey. Yeah, maybe they're just trying to promote the away jersey. I don't think this jersey. Do you guys really think this jersey is that ugly, the blue one? I don't think it's that ugly. It's not beautiful, but it's not hideous. Wingcake saying, why not switch MLS to a regular calendar at this point? The league is already active February to December. Just take January off and put the Leagues Cup at that time. I don't know, Wingcake. Like, MLS does what MLS wants. That's how it operates, and it's a bit complicated for me to judge. Johnny with a bad pass, and then here comes Canada. This could be dangerous. It could be dangerous. Jonathan David. Ooh, Schulte with the save. And Musa clears. Big time save from Patrick Schulte right there. Johnny with a very bad pass, by the way, in the midfield. Canada strikes. Kyle Laren with a good pass to Jonathan David. He just strikes it without even letting it drop. And Patrick Schulte with the save. Patrick Schulte was actually going to hold on to that, but then Yunus Musa just blasted it out of bounds. Jeff Carey is saying, I've been creating images of Tack with AI. That's freaky. That's very freaky. Corner kick for Canada here. 4 minutes into the game. Corner kick for Canada. And Z Kwayam is saying, I've been saying this for years. England is not a country, yet Wikipedia says it is. Corner goes in. Schulte, safe hands. I've asked English people, and they don't know either. So the English people don't know if England's a country. I mean, look, listen. I'm okay with England being a country. But if England's a country, the United Kingdom is not a country. You can't have a country in a country. It doesn't make sense. Okay, Schulte playing out of the back of the United States. Tim Ream finds Christopher Lund, drives it forward. Okay, and then poor pass from Lund. We've not looked good early in the game. Steven Spada saying U.S. soccer should hold a contest to see who can design the best kit. The best gets used. Well, again, that would have to be Nike, right? Nike would have to do that. And then U.S. soccer would have to just approve it. But Nike would have to do that. They won't do it. Watch Nike make the most horrendous U.S. men's national team kits for the 2026 World Cup. I wouldn't put it past them. I really wouldn't. And here comes Canada. Jonathan David. Christopher Lund recovers. Nope. London Johnny left back. Ahmed with the cross. Canada once again. Ball goes through, blocked. Oops. And that's going to be a goal kick for Canada. Canada's looked a lot better than us. That was Alphonso Davies. The thing with this Canadian men's national team here is ever since they signed Jesse Marsch, they've built an identity. And that's something that the U.S. has to build very soon. We're trying to build out of the back here again. Richards, Schulte, and Canada's pressing very high up the field now. And we find it through Brendan Aronson. Okay, we broke the press. Good job from Aronson. Lund, Aronson. Okay, dispossessed. Aronson lost the ball. We're not being able to break the Canadian press. And here comes Canada. Ahmed. Ball goes in. Kyle Larin, no. Jonathan David. We're looking like complete shit early in the game. Canada are looking like the top dogs here. Of course, it's very early and anything can happen, but holy crap. And we have how many likes in the stream? We have 200 and what? Yeah, let's try to hit 500 likes and the U.S. will score a goal. I guarantee you. I mean, I can't promise you, but I can promise you that it will happen. So just do it. Just do it. Just freaking do it. All right, Canada trying to play out of the back, and they are able to connect the pass. The Canadian team just looks far better. Jonathan David out wide, and I believe that is Bombito. Bombito out wide to the left to Alfonso Davies. Tries to go long to Kyle Larin, and he can't settle in. Patrick Schulte will control it. Patrick Schulte will hold the ball for the United States here. 7 minutes here in the first half. And I wouldn't call it complete domination. That wouldn't be fair to say. Not complete domination. But I would say a much superior Canada early in the game. Brandon Aronson, Musa, Johnny Musa, Reem to Malik Tillman. Let's see. Tillman with space. Christian Pulisic now down the left. Pulisic blows by Alistair Johnson. Puts a terrible through ball to Christopher Lund. We look so disjointed. No chemistry. We look so unprepared. My goodness. My goodness. Not good. Not good. We're at 291 likes. We're almost at 500. We're getting there. We're getting there. We'll get there. Guys, it's free to hit the like button in the stream. You can just do it. Even if you hate me, hit the dislike button then. I don't judge you. I don't judge you. Okay. Scally finds Johnny. Johnny tries to find the ball forward, finds Yunus Musa a little bit higher up the field. Musa goes out wide to Christopher Lund. A little bit over 8 minutes and 30 seconds here. Tim Ream through the middle to Musa. Musa dispossessed. That's the second bad giveaway from our midfield. The first one was Johnny. The second one was Musa. Schaffelberg. Cross goes in. Terrible cross from Schaffelberg. And that'll be a goal kick for Patrick Schulte. Goal kick for the United States. Yeah, it does look like Canada has a coach. And it looks like the U.S. men's national team doesn't have one. I mean, just really don't have one. Okay, Tim Ream, U.S. again, playing out of the back. We're definitely not going route one football here. We're going straight to play out of the back. Tim Ream, out wide to Christopher Lund. Lund found Balogun. Balogun tries to drive it forward, and Alistair Johnson dispossesses him, and that'll be a throw-in for the United States. We've been very stinky. Tim Ream. The United States playing out of the back here once again, trying to build out, and then we're clearly playing a double pivot with Johnny and Musa. Johnny to Musa. Musa back to Chris Richards. Johnny and Musa have to find a way to get this ball forward. Tillman, bad pass from Tillman, and then Johnny has to foul the Canadian player. No foul. Thought Johnny fouled him. The ref didn't call it foul, so we'll play on. Aronson to Joe Scally. Joe Scally, with his technical limitations, loses the ball and fouls the Canadian player, and we lose the ball once again down the left flank, back to Canada. My goodness. Why is it that American players have no fucking ability in tight spaces? Can we start developing some futsal ballers in this country? Can we have more kids playing futsal in this country to develop technical ability? Or can we stop putting kids in these big-ass fields, put them in smaller fields, in tight spaces where they have to actually develop technical ability in the ages of 5 to 10? And let them freaking play and be creative. Why is it that American players just have no ability in tight spaces? Tim Ream. Every time I've coached kids, that's the one thing I preach to them. I tell the young kids, just go, listen, I don't care how many times you lose the ball. We're going to play in a small field. Time and space will be compressed. Try to dribble past your opponent. Figure it out. That's what you need to be incentivizing young players in the United States. By young, I mean like U12s. Obviously, older, they can still develop technical ability, but those ages are more important when it comes to that. And that's what we want to incentivize. And Christian Pulisic, dispossessed. There hasn't been a single American player in this game so far that's playing well. I guess maybe Patrick Schulte, right? Made a good save, hasn't made any mistakes with his feet, came out of his line well. Besides that, no one on the field is playing well so far. No one. Here comes Canada out wide. Is that Ahmed? Yes, Ahmed with the ball down the right. Ahmed to Laren. And that was cleared by, that was actually Christian. That was Johnny actually out wide. I thought it was Pulisic for a second tracking back. It was actually Johnny drifting to the left. Kyle Laren, Orlando City legend Kyle Laren right there. Okay, ball goes in, long throw, cleared by the Americans, and Malik Tillman, good cut. Tillman blows by one, blows by two. Good job from Malik Tillman. And the pass works. Balogun in transition. Let's see what Balogun can do here. Tries to connect. We still have the ball at the United States. Malik Tillman to Balogun. Balogun, then he fouls. Okay, the United States at least was a little bit faster in transition right there than during the Berhalter era, but still not a very effective counterattack right there. Good attempt, good drive there from Malik Tillman, but didn't really lead to a goal-scoring opportunity. Pulisic to Johnny. Johnny, no options. No options. Out wide. Christopher Lund. Lund, good find there. Christian Pulisic. Ooh, Pulisic, don't humiliate him like that. That's someone's son, possibly someone's father. Okay, he lost the ball right after, but that was a nice move from Pulisic. That was a very, very sick move right there. Didn't lead to jack shit, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the Canadian humiliation right there. That's what I appreciate. Even though, again, it didn't lead to anything. Didn't really lead to anything. Johnny back to Chris Richards. Johnny again in the middle. And gets fouled by Laren. Johnny got fouled by Kyle Laren. Anyone got the link for the game? Guys, I've talked about where you can watch the game. Telemundo, Peacock, TBS. You can watch it on all of those channels. Again, if you don't need cable, I'm pretty sure you have TBS in the antenna. And Telemundo should be in the antenna too. Malik Tillman couldn't settle the ball. Canada has it back, and it goes back all the way to Crepeau, their goalkeeper. The game is so empty that it makes you wonder, why didn't U.S. Soccer just put the tickets super, super cheap? By super cheap, I mean like $5. Almost free. Almost free. Ball switches. Okay, Ahmed for Canada here down the right. Ahmed finds Alistair Johnson. Cross goes in. Tim Ream with a very poor clearance from Tim Ream that got blocked there by the Canadian player. Christian Pulisic, dispossessed by Ahmed. Christian Pulisic has been asked today also. Besides that fancy play. Oh, Eustáquio. Oh my god, I thought that was going in. Canada almost scored. Was that a save? No, that was straight out of bounds. It looked like Patrick Schulte was on the ball. That was a rocket from Eustáquio. And bad defensive moment there from actually Johnny. I know he was trying to step in for the cross, but you can't just leave Eustáquio wide open at the edge of the box. Tim Ream. Richards. Joe Scally. Joe Scally tries to drive inside, and that goes back to Patrick Schulte. Patrick Schulte settles the ball to Tim Ream. And then Canada at least stop pressing a little bit. Never mind. As soon as we move up a couple yards forward there from the box, it triggers the Canadian press. As soon as we hit like the 20-yard line, I would say, that triggers the Canadian press. Patrick Schulte. Are the American players going to move? Like, you have to pass, and someone has to move to create space. Are we going to move, or are we just going to invite Canada? Johnny with another bad giveaway. And here comes Canada. Goal. Bad giveaway from Johnny. Canada hits the U.S. in transition. Schaffelberg scores. 1-0 for Canada. My goodness. My goodness. What a horrendous start from the U.S. men's national team. Tim Ream finds Johnny with a bad pass from Johnny. Giveaway, and then Canada scores. Bad giveaway from Johnny, and Canada takes the lead. I just get the impression that these American players, they just seem like they don't give a crap. It just seems like the American players don't fucking care. Like, Canada seems well organized, good press, there's an identity, the players are giving it all. The US looks disjointed. The team doesn't seem like they give a crap. Musa out wide to Brendan Aronson, and we go all the way back. What? Are we going to go back every single time? Christian Pulisic tries a little turn. It doesn't work. It just seems like this team doesn't give a flying crap. It really just seems like they don't care. Pochettino's going to have a lot of work to do with this team. A lot of work for Pochettino, man. Do you guys think Pochettino is maybe like second guessing his decision to coach the U.S. men's national team after watching this game? Joe Scally tries to go long to Balogun. Let's see what Balogun can do here. Loses the ball. Does this team even care, Pete? Like, it seems like the U.S. doesn't care. Like, there's no passion, no grit.
Canada's outplaying us at home. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
Well, it seems like Canada has an identity. Canada cares. You can clearly see where their press goes. They're organized. They know their game plan. While the U.S. just fucking sucks the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, we have a youth coach in charge. Not that matters. The players still need to care. But this is shit. Johnny, man, that's a terrible giveaway from Johnny.
Well, Johnny had two bad giveaways, and Musa had one.
Yeah, and then Schulte was flat-footed on that. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. You can't be flat-footed on a shot like that, dude. He could have actually saved that.
It wasn't a good shot. It wasn't a good shot.
No, he could have saved that, man. Schulte, following up on the Olympics, they were like, all right, let's give him this game, see how he does. That was really poor.
Well, and you know what's like abysmal about this team too? We're trying to play out of the back, and then Schulte, Ream, and Richards just hold the ball completely clueless of who to pass it to, and eventually it triggers the Canadian press. As soon as it triggers their press, we're completely out of it.
Ream had a really good pass to Johnny right there, and Johnny tried to lay it off to Tillman.
No, but what about
Johnny could have turned?
That's the goal, but all the other plays. That's the goal. The giveaways from the midfield.
Musa and Johnny need to move. So the problem is Canada's front three is very narrow, and it's all about denying the ball to Johnny and Musa, right? They're trying to squeeze that space and force us to go wide because they know that Scally and Lund aren't exactly attacking threats, right? So they're trying to funnel the ball wide. Pulisic has been really poor, by the way.
Yep.
Every time he gets the ball, poor. Tillman had one flash of brilliance, a really nice one. But other than that, he's also been poor. Brendan Aronson, anonymous. Balogun, no service.
Yeah, Balogun's just fighting for scrappy balls that kind of arrive there and just has to like fight for it on his own. And
man, Pochettino cannot get here soon enough.
Watch him. He's like watching this game. He's like, cancel the contract.
Sign. He's like,
cancel the contract. He's like, never mind. I changed my mind. It's like Pochettino's like watching this game's like, what do these guys think I am, a miracle worker?
This is Canada, guys. We're not playing Colombia or Brazil.
Tillman, good ball to Balogun. Set, Pulisic. Oh, he wasted this chance.
Aronson keeps giving the ball away. Jesus Christ.
What minute are you? Pulisic just wasted a great chance.
21:40. Tillman to Pulisic. Pulisic to Aronson. Tillman picks up the loose ball. Great ball by Tillman. Balogun. Pulisic. Ooh.
He missed the target. You had to hit the goal on that one.
Yeah, that's shit.
There was also not that much pressure on that finish.
Also, did you see Pulisic getting like sort of bumped up off the ball earlier, and he spent 5 to 8 seconds with his hands like this to the referee while play was going on? This is the thing that really annoys me about Pulisic sometimes, dude. The whininess.
Yeah, he does whine quite a bit, and he does like every time something doesn't go his way, he just throws his arms up and looks very whiny. That's very often with him.
Well, he should have hit that first time instead of chesting it away from goal.
Well, and even after he chested it, it was a finish that he should have at least hit the goal. And it probably would have gone in if he hit the goal because there was no one there to stop it.
Yeah.
It was a wasted chance. That was a wasted chance.
Yeah. And then you have scrawny youth coach Mikey Virus on the touchlines, and like he doesn't exactly inspire confidence, you know?
Steven Agishi saying Christian Pulisic. I wouldn't call him shit. He's a great player.
He's still been our best player for the last few
years. He's still our best player, Steven. But the problem with Pulisic is time in, time out, he's proven that either things go his way and he freaking balls out, or he's just like a complete disaster. He never has like, oh, he was okay today. He did fine. No, it's like either
he doesn't have a median.
No. He's either like a Poriola or a next gen like Eden Hazard. It's like there's no in between. It's like one or another.
By the way, Berhalter just got an assist for Bosnia against the Netherlands.
It might be better than Brendan Aronson very soon.
But we couldn't bring him to the Olympics because we had to bring
Pulisic. Oh, he just got bodied again like a little kid. Who put that through ball to Pulisic? So it's like Aronson, I think, put a good ball. That was a good pass. And then Pulisic just can't. I think it's Cornelius just took the ball from Pulisic, shielded it out of bounds like as if it was a kid going against him.
Oh, my God, Pulisic.
So Alistair Johnson is out. I believe he's injured. Richie Larea came on. Brazilian Fury saying, keeping my fingers crossed for both of you, Attack and Pete. Yeah, it's not looking good, man. And honestly, Brazil yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Also got the win, but didn't look good. Brazil didn't look good. It's interesting because it's not just like the coaching. Because of the way we are playing and how our players are playing, it almost seems like Canada has better players in every single position so far. That's how it seems like, even though it's not true.
Yeah.
And again, the U.S. trying to play again, and Tim Ream tries to go long to God knows who that pass was to from Tim Ream. Dude, Pochettino has a lot of work to do here, man. That wasn't Christopher Lund, guys. That was actually, I believe it was Tim Ream with that pass. I think it was Tim Ream. It wasn't Christopher Lund. Even though Christopher Lund that people have been talking about, I don't think he's a horrible player, but there's a lot of limitations there. A lot.
Yeah, there's nobody after A-Rob. The drop-off is steep at left back.
Isn't he looking more or less like an MLS left back so far?
Lund, yeah, he's still in the Serie B, guys. If he was really that good, you think somebody would have maybe brought him?
Especially with the American, right? The American national team.
Or if Man City would have been like, okay, he's ready for a step up. Maybe he goes to Girona, you know? But no, he's still down in Palermo.
Yeah, honestly, watching him play, it's looking more or less like another like John Tolkien's, like same thing. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, Tolkien, Wiley, Lund, they're all about the same level.
So you might as well give Wiley a shot because he's just younger.
Yeah, Wiley is the youngest of them all. And at least good for Wiley, he went and pushed himself, right? Got out of MLS, got out of the shit show that is Atlanta right now, and is pushing himself. We'll see how much he improves. But right now, I don't have very high hopes for Wiley.
Mac Ryan saying, serious question. Why do our U23s look so much better than our senior team? No confidence, poor roster selections too. I don't know, man. Our U23s look like
did you not watch the Olympics?
Yeah, we look terrible too.
Garbage.
The U23s. I mean, unless you think like we look good against Guinea and New Zealand.
Yeah.
But as soon as we played France, we looked mid against France. And then we got torched by Morocco. Like it was embarrassing. So I don't think our U23s look better.
No.
I'll just say we looked equally ass over the summer. They were all ass over the summer. And
yeah,
I guess
this summer was ass, and we're still dealing with ass with an interim coach. It's all ass.
Look, we need to stop being ass. That's what it is. That's the conclusion we've got here. Let's just stop being ass.
Canada's coming again and again, man. We're like defending for our lives against Canada in a low block. I think we need to bring on Haji Wright in the second half. I would make some changes for sure, because this is ass. Pulisic, what are you doing? He's just dribbling into like blind alleys. There's no cohesion, right? There's no like receive the ball down the left, cut it inside, finish your run. It's like, this feels like old Berhalter ball where they would just give the ball to Pulisic and have him run past players.
Yeah, and just trying to play out of the back without any ideas, no off-the-ball movement, no patterns of play, nothing. A 10 that doesn't touch the ball at all.
Yeah. Tillman has looked okay when you get him in good positions on the ball. He had that one pass for Balogun. He had that other really nice run where he actually ran from box to box.
Yeah.
We need to see that Tillman more consistently.
It's like the center backs get the ball. We move it one way or another. We can't find Musa or Johnny. And then Musa or Johnny, when we find them, they lose the ball. The ball never gets to Tillman. Aronson has been kind of useless. Pulisic loses just tries to run into like, Pulisic gets the ball and he just runs into like 5 Canadians. He's like, I'm just going to dribble through everyone now.
Yeah. It feels like there's no game plan at all.
No.
It's just more. It's just like Berhalter ball.
More or less. Yeah, more or less.
Oh, Balogun. Why are we using Balogun as a hold-up striker? This is Berhalter ball all over again, dude. We're trying to have Balogun play with his back to goal, which is one of the dumbest ways to use Balogun. If you're going to play that way, use Sargent or play to Balogun's strengths.
And they're putting here, Mac Ryan is saying slow passing, no movement. Yeah, we're very slow with the ball. Like we don't move for you to disorganize an opponent with the ball, you have to move the ball super quickly so you catch them off guard at some point. But we're super slow. There's no movement. We can't dribble. But McRyan, I agree with you when you say that about the senior team. I just think that the U20s were the exact same, as bad.
Yeah, and the U23s. They were nothing.
Yeah,
changed.
U23s. Sorry, U23s. Yeah, U23s.
Yeah, this is Berhalter ball, dude. This is more Berhalter ball.
I mean, Mikey Vadas is a Berhalter guy, right?
Yeah, he was appointed by Berhalter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see in October how much this team will change because then Pochettino will be in charge in October. Obviously, it's the first camp. He's not going to work miracles, but I'm expecting some type of change. Good ball there from Tillman. Good turn. Tillman, like you did say, Tillman, for whatever he was able to do getting the ball, he was fine today so far. One of the few.
Yeah, he has these flashes where you see the talent, right? There's like, okay, that's the Tillman we see at PSV.
Brendan Aronson. And then out to Lund, and that's where the play kind of dies off, and there's like nothing. Pulisic to Tillman. Tillman back to Christopher Lund. Yeah, this is what baffles me. Oh, Tim Ream, bad giveaway from Ream. And here comes Canada. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Laren, goal. Oh, Schulte. Oh, great save right there. That was a bad giveaway from Tim Ream. I think you're about to see it.
Jesus, Tim.
Good save, though. Good
Richards.
Save.
Come on, Richards needs to do better there. Get goal side of him.
Richards has been a bit slow.
Yeah, honestly, Richards since Copa America has not looked good, dude.
But hey, good save from Schulte right there. Good reflexes.
Yeah, better than on the goal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll see you at halftime, Tech.
See you soon. See you in 15 minutes, Pete. All right. Back here to the game. Cleared, I believe it was Aronson. And then Christian Pulisic will try to hit, bad touch from Pulisic. And he loses the ball once again, this time to Ahmed. And Richie Larea, Brendan Aronson marking him. Here comes Canada. Corner kick for Canada. Christian Pulisic has not been good. Pochettino out. Fire Pochettino. He's the one to blame. Fire Mauricio Pochettino. All right, corner kick here for Canada once again. Corner kick here for Canada once again. Schaffelberg, not a great delivery. Patrick Schulte comes out and recovers the ball for the U.S., and he can't find anyone. There's no outlet. When, like, you get a corner, is there any plan to hit the opponent in transition? Schulte gets the ball, and no one freaking shows up. Switch, Joe Scally to Christopher Lund. Lund dispossessed. Take a bit longer, Christopher Lund. Take a bit longer. How old is even Christopher Lund? Because he's still in the Serie B. Christopher Lund. So Lund is actually, dude, he's 22 and he's still in the second division of Italy. You should be playing a better league by now if you're a good player. He's not very young, man. Richards tries to switch. A good ball from Richards to Pulisic. Pulisic drives inside, dribbles past one, pulled by Ahmed. Pulled by Ahmed. That'll be a free kick for the U.S. Not a very dangerous free kick, but Pulisic was at least blowing by the opponent for the first time. And Christian Pulisic will actually take that. Yeah, let's just look. For the sake of it, let's just blame Berhalter. I'm joking. Can't really blame Berhalter for this one. Pulisic with the terrible free kick. Horrible free kick. Joe Scally. Out wide to Musa. Lund. Scally. Back to Musa. Okay, Musa, what are you doing? Okay. Tim Ream. Richards already draw. We love going back, don't we? We just really love going back. Johnny, back to Scally. Joe Scally dribbles inside. Where are you going, Scally? All the way back to Tim Ream. We're not finding Tillman at all. We're not finding our 10. We're not putting Pulisic also. Well, Pulisic, we have found him a few times and he lost the ball. U.S. tries to go long. Has Balogun even touched the ball? I think he touched it like twice. Guys, people are saying Pochettino out as a joke in the chat. It's a joke. Pochettino's not even in charge of the team right now. Fonzo Davies. Here comes Canada with the ball. 36 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, Richie Larea. We're losing to a team that has Richie Larea playing. We're losing to a team that has Richie Larea playing. Crapeau. Okay, Johnny. Back to Richards. Richards to Brendan Aronson. To Johnny. Johnny with the ball back to Chris Richards again. Can we find Tillman? How are we going to play make if we literally don't find our playmaker? We literally never find our 10. Johnny and Musa have to start finding Malik Tillman somehow. Chris Richards. Back to Patrick Schulte. And here comes the Canadian press. And then Patrick Schulte just has to blast it forward to no one. Pulisic, press Pulisic. Crapeau's able to clear it. We're 38. We're hitting minute 38. I would say not a dominant Canadian performance, but a much better Canadian side than the U.S. side. Much more organized, better coached. The players look like they care a lot more than our players. Eustachio. Out wide to Richie Larea. Eustachio. Jonathan David. To Eustachio. To David. Oh my goodness. What is happening? What is happening? 38 minutes and 25 seconds. Canada 1, United States 0 in Kansas City. Has the U.S. had a shot on target? No, we have not had a single shot on target so far. The U.S. has not had a single shot on target so far. We had one play with Pulisic that was close. He probably should have hit the shot on target, but he didn't. Christopher Lund. If you want to know the stats of this game, I can pull up the stats. We had one shot and was one shot off target. It was Christian Pulisic. Canada had 3 shots on target, 8 shots total. A much better Canadian side. There's no doubt. Johnny opens it out wide to Christopher Lund. Lund with the ball. Tillman to Johnny. Johnny, good switch to Scally. Scally with the ball. Cross goes into no one. And then Richie Larea just kind of blasts it up to nowhere. And Crapeau gets the ball. 39 minutes and 25 seconds. And here comes Ahmed with Canada once again with Richie Larea down. You can't lose to a team with Richie Larea playing, man, as a national team. It's the guy that flopped in the championship. Balogun, Pulisic, dribbles past 1, dribble past 2. Christian Pulisic pulled. Is that a foul? No foul. No foul was called. The Canadian player got the ball, according to the ref. And considering Pulisic's not really complaining, probably got the ball. He probably did get the ball. Canada tries to go long. Headed by Jonathan David and Patrick Schulte. Tim Ream, Johnny with the ball. Do we have any options? No. We can't ever bypass this Canadian mid-block, the midfield. We can't bypass it, ever. Patrick Schulte again. The U.S. very slow with the ball. We're too slow with the ball. Joe Scally. Back to Musa. Musa tries to dribble it through and gets fouled. Kyle Larin fouled Yunus Musa. Is Mikey Vadas Greg Berhalter Jr.? Yeah, I mean, he is a Berhalter student, I guess, is the way to put it. But still, look, we can blame the coach all we want here. Mikey Vadas is not going to be the coach long term. There's no point on actually criticizing Mikey Vadas because he's not going to stay. The players have to play better too. Bad giveaways, slow in possession, not much grit or fight in them. There's a lot to criticize of the players. Yunus Musa finally finds Tillman, and the ball goes all the way back to Tim Ream. And then back to Christopher Lund. Pulisic. And Pulisic just gives it away. Again, Christian Pulisic just gives it away. Canada with the ball. Schaffelberg. Out wide to Richie Larea. Here comes the Canadians again. Schaffelberg. Cut inside. Back to Jonathan David. Alphonso Davies down left. Canada's moving the ball very well. Alphonso Davies with the cross. Ball goes in. That's a... Oh, Schulte with a beautiful save. Pure reflexes. Kyle Larin with the low cross. Well, Kyle Larin finishes the low cross from Alphonso Davies pretty much in the small box, I believe. That was Davies against Scally. Davies gets a dangerous cross. Larin just wasted a great opportunity right there. Patrick Schulte, we can say all we want about that one goal that he probably should have done better, but Patrick Schulte has made some big-time saves here. TB is saying, if I'm Pochettino, I'm not signing till Man U decides on Ten Hag. Ten Hag is staying with Manchester United. They're not going to fire him right now. Cross goes in, header from Canada, and Schulte saves it again. McRyan says, what U.S. men's national team started today do you think Pochettino cuts immediately? Ream, Aronson, Scally. I'm tired of the Tronco players. I don't know who he would cut immediately. He would not cut Joe Scally because we don't have another option until Serginho Dest is back. Tim Ream, maybe. Try Mark McKenzie. Lund hasn't been good. Johnny hasn't been good today. Musa hasn't been good today. Christian Pulisic hasn't been good, but you can't really cut Christian Pulisic from the starting 11. Who are you going to start? And what's happening there? Why is Balogun and Richie Larea, why are they like hugging each other on the floor? Like, what is happening right there? That's some weird, kinky shit. That's very weird. Very, very weird. Nathan Harriel. No, sorry, guys. Nathan Harriel was not good in the Olympics. He had one good game. I think it was Guinea or New Zealand. He was horrible against Morocco. He was our worst player. He was our worst player against Morocco. Johnny chesses it down. Oh, good turn from Tillman. Tillman finds, I believe, Aronson to Joe Scally. Aronson dispossessed by Schaffelberg. That'll be a throw-in for the U.S. 44 minutes and 20 seconds. Johnny now dropping a bit deeper to help on the build-out. And doesn't do anything. It goes back to Tim Ream. Tim Ream to Chris Richards. Joe said, Jesse said he wants Canadian players to understand the pace, mentality, physicality, tactics, and all demands of elite play. USA has none of it. No, we don't. We really don't. I mean, we have the players to do it, but it just doesn't seem like they understand it. The Canadian players seem to understand it. The tactics, the intensity, they have all of that. Kyle Larin, Tim Ream on him, back to Davies, and dispossessed by Tillman. I think it was Tillman. Yeah, it was Tillman. Shot blocked by Johnny. Canada once again. Ball goes wide to Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg blocked by Joe Scally. We have 1 minute added here, so 30 seconds to go here in the first half. 30 seconds to go. Canada with the ball. 30 seconds here. It was not a good one. Not a good first half from the United States. And I would say a fairly good first half from Canada. They're up 1-0. They should have been up 2-0, 3-0 maybe in first half. Canada. Richie Larea all the way back. The ref will probably end the first half here. Tries to go long. This might be the last attack. Jonathan David. Last attack of the first half. David with the cross. Schulte saves it. Okay. If there was a deflection there from Laren, we probably would have been in trouble. All right. That's it for the first half. A horrendous first half from the U.S. men's national team. A terrible first half from the U.S. men's national team. With Canada with a 1-0 lead. If I look through the stats here, Canada had 10 shots, 5 on target, 2 big chances missed. The U.S. had 1 big chance with Christian Pulisic. Outside of that, we were complete ass. And we had more possession than Canada because we just moved the ball one way, another. We don't do shit with it. It very much looks like the Berhalter era so far. Matt Poliquin is saying, I basically hate watch the U.S. now. Matt, hopefully that changes with Mauricio Pochettino. Hopefully that changes with Mauricio Pochettino. Because it's not looking good, dude. It's not looking good. Look, I think coaching matters a lot. And we've yet to see this team with a good coach. We've yet to see it, right? Pochettino will be probably the first, not probably, the only good coach. We have looked good under BJ Callahan. We look good under BJ Callahan. But once again, this team is looking like complete ass today. I don't want to lose hope because we still haven't really hired the coach that we are supposed to, which is Mauricio Pochettino. But yeah, it's a rough watch. It's a very rough watch. Canada should have been up 2-3-0. They should have been up 2-3-0.
Yep. But can we talk a little bit about what's happening like tactically on the field right now? Because nothing changes. So what's happening is Jesse Marsch is very smart. He understands that neither Joe Scally nor Christopher Lund are attacking outlets. So where does he put their 3 Canada's attackers? They're all in the middle of the field, and their job is to deny passing lanes to Johnny and Musa. Okay? So you know Scally's not an attacking outlet. You know Lund is not an attacking outlet. Aronson is definitely not a good attacking outlet. And so what options do you have when you're compressing space in midfield? Well, you have to go over them. So now we're trying to use Fuller and Balogun as a hold-up player, which he is not, or we try to find Pulisic with the long ball. There's only 2 things that we are doing right now, and it's ridiculous. How do you solve it? Well, one option is bring Sargent on in the second half because he's more of a target man, somebody that can actually hold up the ball. You need Malik Tillman to also move between the lines because what they're really doing is they're really moving with Musa and Johnny. And so Tillman has to be quicker to find those pockets of space if you can look for him. Also, you pull off Aronson and you put an actual attacker in Haji Wright on that right wing. Or switch Pulisic, put him on the right, put Haji on the left. I would probably also bring on Sargent. And to be honest, it's time to move on from Tim Ream. The guy had 2 mistakes that resulted in shots on goal. Like, at what point are we just going to accept this guy's finished? He already went to the retirement league.
Yeah, and here's one thing I want to say that we're going to have to start holding these players more and more accountable because it's very tiresome. There's no point on actually over-criticizing Mikey Vadas. This guy will be gone very soon. He's not going to be our coach.
This guy's a puppet placeholder.
Yeah, the problem is, regardless of the coach, these players are slow on the ball. There's no passion, no
They don't
grit.
look like they care.
Doesn't seem like they give a shit. I'll say just this. I thought Tillman actually looked bright when he had the ball in a few occasions.
Yes, the only guy who's had some impressive moments.
Yes, he looked
Everybody else has been quite poor.
Everyone else has been mediocre at best and horrendous at worst.
Yeah. Aronson needs to get off the field, man.
Yes.
But didn't they go to a baseball game in midweek and they had fun throwing peanuts at each other?
Yeah, they had that. Johnny was terrible. Ream was terrible. Aronson was terrible. Pulisic was terrible.
Musa terrible.
Musa was terrible. Richard's slow.
Yeah. Schulte made 2 good saves, but he was partially at fault for the goal. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know anyone saying that.
Probably Schulte, the best rating for him would be like he'd been average because he made some good saves but made a mistake.
2 very good saves, yeah.
Yeah. Tillman I thought was good. And Balogun is just like fighting for loose balls and not really getting anything.
He's fighting for scraps.
Yeah. I can't really rate Balogun at all. It just hasn't been good. Stephen Nagishi saying the football IQ of the U.S. men's national team is super low. Well, Stephen, these players play in top teams with top coaches. They definitely have the football or soccer IQ to play at a high level. It just seems like national team is something that they don't have a burning passion to play for, or the culture in camp is still very much like the Berhalter era and just no one gives a shit. it doesn't seem like they care. It's so weird. Look at Canada playing. This is a friendly. Canada has clearly an identity, a style of play. You can clearly see how Canada plays. They're very direct. They move the ball quick and fast, all their players. They create dangerous goal-scoring opportunities, and it looks like the players care. And I'm going to say this once again. 1-0 was a pretty good result for the U.S. It should have been 2-3 Canada. 2-3-0. Easily. Charles Vargas is saying some players can't play for the national team, starting with Ream. He's old and done. Yeah, Tim Ream is probably a player we should have gone past at this point.
Especially since he moved to a retirement league. He also said he's done by moving to a retirement league.
He said that?
No, as in that's the signal of intent, right? Sure, maybe you're not good enough for Fulham anymore. Why not go to the championship, right? Fine. Championship is still a good league. But if you move to a retirement league, you're essentially sending the message out you don't want to fight anymore.
McRyan's saying, Viva la hate watch. We really suck. Team of squad players with maybe 2 stars, Pulisic and Balogun. Everyone else is average. We have players that can't play, dude. You're telling me that we can't play better than Canada? They have Ahmed. They have Ahmed from the Vancouver Whitecaps starting. They have Alistair Johnson. That's a player that starts for Celtic, just like a Cameron Carter-Vickers and very soon a Austin Trusty. They have, who else am I going to talk? Kyle Larin. Is Kyle Larin better than Balogun? They have we have Christian Pulisic. They have Schaffelberg out wide.
Yeah.
And honestly, even the midfield, Johnny and Musa should be doing a lot better than what they're doing. We have the players to play a lot better. It's just a matter of like the players actually, one, caring and wanting to play better, and two, a coach that can get the best out of them. It's those two things. It's not just the coach. These players have been ultimately a disgrace for quite some time.
Yeah, and they didn't get that much hate for their failure this summer either, right? They come back, let's go to and then look, they're having fun at a baseball game. No one gives a shit. Can you show up and perform? Like, we don't give a fuck that Pulisic was throwing peanuts into Aronson's mouth. Like, this is the sort of content.
Was he doing that actually?
Yeah, it was in the fucking thing that they posted. Little video
so
of them.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's like, what, guys? Oh, look, the boys are having fun. We don't give a fuck. We want to have fun.
If I'm ever with you and I throw peanuts into your mouth, make sure you slap me in the face very hard.
Well, my mouth will not be open anywhere around you.
That's also a good point. But if I try to throw peanuts in your mouth, just slap me in the face and tell me to wake up. What's going on here? I've never thrown a peanut into any of my friends' mouths. What is going on with this team? Larry Lowe is saying, I really hope Pochettino can kick these players' asses and turn this record on.
He will.
I hope so too.
He will.
Because if that doesn't happen, we are screwed in the World Cup. We're going to probably get out of our group because it's going to be a shit group. And we're going to lose the first decent team we face. That's what's going to happen.
Well, I've been reading Pochettino's biography at Spurs, and there was a lot of times at Spurs when they were second in the league, and Pochettino was mad because he didn't feel like they were giving enough on the field. So he was giving them talks, being like, guys, this is not good enough. I tell you to play with this high line, you drop it 5 yards when you get scared of the other team. You're supposed to be pressing with a certain level of intensity, and you drop it at the 86th minute. He did that a lot at Spurs from reading his biography. And I think that's what this team needs. And they were second in the league. For Tottenham, that's pretty damn good. You would think it would be all fine and dandy. He was not happy.
This guy's about to be stressed out with these players.
Yeah. And also, can Pulisic please stop whining every time he falls over? There's 8 to 10 seconds of him whining at the referee every time he falls over. I'm getting so tired of it.
Yeah, I hope Pulisic can stop whining someday. He's supposed to be the face of this team. And honestly, the way we play kind of looks like Pulisic. Very whiny, very soft.
And then we wonder why we can't fill out MLS stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
Who would pay to see that?
Yeah, it sucks when you're stars like that. Alvaro Bazan, did the U.S. players just walk on expecting a free W? No, I think they just don't care.
They're like, oh, it's a friendly, it's an interim coach, meh.
Didn't Weston McKennie go to a hookah bar after we had it? Probably the most embarrassing U.S. men's national team loss in a competitive game since Cuba in 2017 when we missed the World Cup.
He didn't give a shit. Oh, he also showed up overweight to Copa America.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we talked about this before. I want to believe these players care, but they have to show us they care. It doesn't seem like they care. All the evidence points the other way around. Keep in mind, all of these guys here also made no effort to play in the Olympics. Remember that. They don't care. They don't care.
But don't worry, we've heard about how wonderful the culture is for how long now? The media keeps telling us what a great culture we have.
Not just the media. A guy that literally works with U.S. Soccer told us that when we were in a game in Austin, and that we were wrong, and that the culture was wonderful that Berhalter brought in, and how these players just care so much, and they have the power of friendship, and they throw peanuts into each other's mouths.
Also, Chris Richards is hilarious. That's what he said. Remember, he was like, Chris Richards is funny, guys. He's funny.
I can't, man. Ruben is saying this game is exposing the fundamental damage done by rehiring Berhalter. There is damage there, but again, these players have to be accountable in one way, shape, or form. Joshua W.
Especially, like, I can understand tactical things not working, but I cannot understand a lack of intensity and a lack of hunger and a lack of desire.
Joshua W. is saying, lads just don't care. Hell, hire Marsch. He cares. Pochettino will care. Pochettino will be like Marsch in terms of firing up this team. And look, Canada, you got to remember, Canada before hiring Marsch, they were also kind of lost. They failed to make it to the Nations League semifinals. They lost to Jamaica at home, and they were out. They had lost to the U.S. in the Nations League, in the Gold Cup. They were not in a good state. And then when they hired Marsch, they quickly built an identity, and this team changed completely. I'm not going to say that Pochettino is going to next camp immediately change this team, but I do think within the next two camps, we'll probably see some drastic changes in how these players.
Before he starts with tactics or anything, he needs to get this team fired up again and have some accountability for their attitudes.
Might have to get rid of a few players. Jacob saying Schulte was decent. No, could have been 3-4. Yeah, we talked about how Schulte could have done better in the goal that they scored, but we also said that he made some really good saves. So he said he was probably culpable in the goal and then saved our asses a few times. I'll say he was like average, maybe a little slightly above average. Definitely on the better side of our team.
What I like about Schulte is the response, right? Because that was partially on him, that goal. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not saying it's all on him, but you look at him, when you fall on your butt with your legs wide open for a goal that if you dive, you could stretch, it is partially on him. But his response to that was to make two really good saves. So that shows a good mentality.
Robin is saying, to be fair, the best Canadian starting 11 with no injuries isn't far off talent-wise to the United States. The Canadian starting 11, with both teams not missing any player, yes, I would probably say most positions it's kind of close, with some advantages for the U.S. and some advantages for Canada, and maybe the U.S. has like a 1 or 2 position advantage. Yes, I agree with that.
But Robin, that's not an excuse for them to dominate us at home, right?
No, I think he's just saying that it's like close, like they're not that big of underdog. But no, we should be outplaying.
But today it's not looking like that. Today it's looking like they're the much better team, right? That's the issue we're having. Today
it looks like they have 9 to 10 players that are better than our starters. That's what it's looking like. And that is simply not true, but it looks like that. B Major saying Schulte had a bad mistake, but it is the only reason we're still in this game. Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, with Schulte. We're not saying he was shit. Schulte was not shit. Tillman was also not shit. I thought Tillman was actually quite good. Balogun is one player that I can't say he was good, but he also wasn't shit. He kind of just like kept fighting for scrappy balls. Everyone else was mediocre at best or horrendous. Everyone else. GMO is saying, don't put your peanuts in his mouth. He might like it. No, not putting my peanuts.
That's for what's his name?
No, don't. Spicy Jeff is like Beetlejuice. If you say his name 3 times, he shows up. Okay, it's like
speaking of Beetlejuice, I'm going to watch it after this.
Yeah, so anyone that's watched Beetlejuice, that's Spicy Jeff. Moise is saying the first half got me thinking for a minute, like, did we rehire Greg Berhalter for a 3rd time? The ball passing so slow. No, it's not that we rehired Berhalter. You got to keep in mind, we just fired Berhalter. These players had years and years under Berhalter, and the interim coach is a Berhalter student. So it's quite normal that we're still going to look like Berhalter ball, more or less. Charles Vargas is saying, what's the update on Pochettino? Did he work it out with Chelsea already? As far as I know, yes, the whole thing with Chelsea is all set. And I said this in the beginning of the stream. U.S. Soccer told the players to expect to meet Pochettino in Cincinnati, which is where we play the second game. So I'm assuming the deal is done. And I'm assuming that Pochettino might be on his way to Ohio. I don't know if there was any changes in regards to that, but it should be good, I would hope. We need Pochettino now more than ever. Alexander saying Schulte looks good. His job to lose. Go Crew. Yeah, I mean, look, as of now, I would start him the next game too. Pete said this probably the best way possible. Schulte made a mistake in that first goal, but he did immediately bounce back, which is what you would want. So, yeah, that's fine. Johnston was on the All Copa America team as a right back. Yeah, because Canada made a deep run there, but let's be real. He's not the best right back in all the Americas, right?
The Celtic level player, like CCV
Yeah.
and Trusty.
Yeah, exactly. He had a good Copa America, sure. Slum Rob, thank you for the super chat. Dirk S saying these players are soft, and spoiled. We need a coach that slams these players. These players are definitely soft if the coach allows them to be. They are.
Yeah.
Ghost Card saying, could Greg Berhalter throat goat win this game? What's up, Tact and Yank? I think we would lose under Berhalter too.
I mean, we lost to Panama, so there's no reason we wouldn't lose to Canada.
Yeah. We only beat the almighty Bolivia in the United States. And the second half just started, and we're looking the exact same way. Joe saying, speed of play and physicality is dropping this team's level. Also, stop playing the same cities. Bring in young players to send a message. Pochettino has a lot of work to do with that, Joe. We all agree with you. There's a lot of changes that need to happen. Johnny finds Tillman. Tillman tries to find Musa. Balogun's able to settle it, and then we restart once again.
All right. I'll be in and out.
See you soon, whenever you want to join, Pete. Joshua W. saying, why start center backs in a friendly? You have Trusty, McKenzie. Give someone else minutes. What are friendlies for not? Yeah, well, I'm fine with Richard starting next to McKenzie or Trusty so they can build chemistry. But I agree in terms of in terms of Tim Ream. Probably time to move on from Tim Ream in these friendlies. Let the other guys play. Let the other guys build chemistry. And that's a free kick for Canada, but Johnny got all ball. That was actually all ball. Michael saying, I'm just joining now ahead of a long car ride. I take it we're playing like shit. Yeah, Michael, to oversimplify it, we're playing like caca, like dog poop. Like caca, not caca, the Brazilian player. Like caca, like poop. We're playing like complete shit. Yes. Ball delivered from Canada, cleared by Christopher Lund. Canada has the ball once again. How would Pochettino motivate someone like Pulisic? Who can even challenge Pulisic for his starting position? Maybe not motivate Pulisic, but you can probably get the other players fired up surrounding him. You can change the whole code. Guys, it's not just soccer or basketball or any sport, right, that we've played, or even a work environment, right? Even a work environment. You know how when you get a new boss or a new leader, the whole atmosphere and culture within the workplace can change for the better or for the worse. I'm assuming it'll change for the better with Pochettino. That's what we're talking about. It's not about like motivating Pulisic. I think Pulisic playing for the U.S., he is motivated, but this team just doesn't seem to have that grit. The coach needs to have players that want to play for them, right? We heard the players say they would run through a brick wall for Berhalter, but I didn't see that. That's what I want to see. Tim Ream, United States with the ball here. Tim Ream out wide to Christopher Lund, to Yunus Musa. Tim Ream finds Johnny. Johnny back to Tim Ream once again. Oh boy, this is so boring. Christian Pulisic inside, back to Yunus Musa, and back to we're so boring. Like we literally, it almost seems like this team wants Americans to hate soccer. I feel like this team just wants Americans to hate soccer. Johnny switches to Christian Pulisic, and he has the ball down the left, finds Christopher Lund. Lund gets blocked. That would be a corner for the United States. Yeah, this team definitely wants Americans to hate soccer. I'm pretty sure now. E10 is saying, if I'm Pochettino, I'm taking this film to the board and asking for more money. He has a lot of work ahead of him. Wouldn't be a bad idea from Pochettino, right? Cross goes in, cleared. Malik Tillman, back heel. Balogun, ooh, save. Balogun, you got to do better with that finishing, man. Hit it like you mean it. What is that weak U8 shot? Good ball from Tillman, but Balogun, what a weak-ass shot. Almost as weak as Tim Weah's punch on the Panamanian player. Just like I said about Tim Weah, if you're going to punch a player in the field, actually like legitimately do it. Again, not advocating for violence. You shouldn't punch anyone on the field, but again, hit it like you mean it. Tillman, Tillman, terrible pass right there. Terrible pass. Alvaro Bazan is saying, what do you expect from gated community kids? This shows deeper disconnect for our soccer culture. You need some people who only know hunger. They don't need hunger, right? But you need some kids that have to like work for some things in their life. But again, I guess the way youth soccer works in this country, which I've talked about this extensively, it's more of like for the people that can afford to play it rather than the most talented kids or the kids that actually go through struggles and fight for it, right? It's more about like mommy and daddy being able to pay for it. And then you get a bunch of like spoiled. This is like the pay to play kids. These are the players we get with the pay to play kids. And I've made this clear multiple times. I'm not against, Balogun, another shot blocked. And then a terrible shot from Christopher Lund. I'm not against us having pay-to-play soccer schools, but you need to have a soccer pyramid that incentivizes more professional clubs to have more free academies, more free soccer schools, and more scouting to make it more accessible to all in this country, all the talented kids. Instead, soccer is mainly accessible to those who can afford it in the United States. If you make a soccer pyramid with promotion relegation, which I've talked about this many times, you incentivize more investment in academies and lower division teams, which will have free academies. And if you have these free academies, you also become eligible to FIFA solidarity payments in future transfer fees from the players you develop from ages, I believe, 15 to 21. There's multiple reasons to have it. I've talked about this extensively. I am not going to keep talking about it in this stream. It's very tiring. Very tiring. Now that Alfonso Davies is down, let me go through the super chats here. Ethan is saying, if I'm Pochettino, I'm taking this film to the board and asking for more money. I already read that one. Mac Ryan is saying Johnny is struggling. Yeah, Johnny hasn't been good. Johnny and Musa haven't played well. Johnny and Musa have not played well. The double pivot. I would say Johnny in the second half has been okay, but Johnny was very poor in the first half, even though second half has been like 5 minutes. Bean saying, I don't care how good these players are. If they continue to show zero character under pressure, stop calling them. That might be the solution. I mean, look, for the first year at least, I am going to back Pochettino with whatever he does. I want to believe he knows what he's doing, and I want to believe he's going to fix this team. So I will back him. If he decides to bench some of the star players, I will back him. 80s nostalgia, guys, saying Pulisic goes from one extreme to another. He either plays like Kaká or Kaká. That's a good way to put it. Pulisic is either Kaká or Kaká. He's the extremes. He's hot or cold. He's like Katy Perry. The dude is hot or then cold, one or another. Goal kick for Canada. No in between for Christian Pulisic. Rocco222 saying Scally's useless on the build out and attack. Scally can only defend. Oh, Tillman, good header there. Tillman has been good, man. Tillman has been really good. Wait, yellow card? Balogun got a yellow card for what? What was the yellow card for? Did he actually hit the rude Canadian? So Eustachio loses the header to Tillman. Balogun settles the ball. And then when he settles the ball, his arm kind of hits it hits the Canadian player, but that's not a yellow card. He's running with his arms. What is he supposed to do? Cut his arm off? The Canadian player got on the way of his arm. That's a stupid ass yellow card. Dumbass ref. It's a stupid ass yellow card. Yeah, he does hit the Canadian player, but what the? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so free kick for Canada. Free kick for Canada. Let's see if I didn't miss anyone. Scally in the build out. Scally ain't it, man. It's been quite depressing. What's crazy is we've actually like looked better in the second half somehow. We were so bad in the first half that we've actually looked better in the second. Bring in Josh. Is Josh in the chat? JJD TV? I would bring him in, but I don't think he's here. I think he's working. Isn't he working with One Soccer right now? I believe he's working with One Soccer. I think he is at least. Now the players are just like not doing anything. I don't really know what's happening. But everyone, if you just tuned in, make sure to drop a like. If we could hit 1,000 likes, the US will tie this game. I promise you. Why would I lie to you? Why would I lie to any of you? What do I have to gain from lying? A bunch of like virtual likes? Come on. Come on. But yeah, get the likes up. It's a great way to support the channel. When you hit the like button, YouTube pushes this video to more people. So if you like the channel, if you like the content, tomorrow we have the 7 Things We Learned video. The best way to support Tactical Manager TV for free is just to hit the like button. You don't have to send super chats. You don't have to join our Patreon. If you're here with us, hanging out, having fun, which at least that's what I'm having, and watching us, you're already supporting the channel quite a bit, and hitting the like button is the best way to help us for free. So thank you very much, everyone that tuned in, everyone that hit the like button, everyone that's been in the chat hanging out and going through the agonizing pain that is to watch this U.S. men's national team play. It's been horrible for years. I honestly, Pochettino can't come soon enough, man. He has to come here to the U.S. Like it's very tiring. Oh boy. So now Ahmed is gonna play with okay. They tied up his head because maybe he was actually bleeding. Maybe he was actually bleeding. I'm assuming he was actually bleeding. It looks like he was. Okay. Well, that's not Ahmed. Is it Cornelius or Bombito there? Might be Bombito. I don't know. I can't see. Okay, ball goes in. Richards clears it. Aaron, we got to get Aronson out of the game too. Ball goes in. Ream. Oh, Ream with another bad giveaway. And, oh boy, Canada scores. Tim Ream with a bad giveaway. Jonathan David scores. I can't keep watching this U.S. men's national team, man. I can't keep watching this U.S. men's national team. I can't do it, man. I just can't do it. 2-0. Jonathan David, and then Tim Ream just caught in no man land. Bad tackle there from Christopher Lund. $2-0 for Canada. Wait, guys, are we really going to blame Schulte? No, it was Tim Ream. It was Tim Ream. Oh, boy. 2-0 for Canada. And it could get worse. It could get worse. It could get worse. Tim Ream with the ball. Tim Ream with the bad giveaway that leads to Canada scoring the goal for a 2-0 lead. All right, let's see how this plays out now with the United States. Now, I'm starting to really dislike this team, man, and I'm just gonna say it. It's a little bit because of you guys. I'm going to blame you guys. Okay, if you all had listened to me and we had hit the 1,000 likes, we would right now have scored, but we didn't. So I'm just gonna blame the fans. I'm gonna do what the U.S. soccer mainstream media always does, and I'm just gonna blame the fans. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm joking. Okay, I am totally joking. Patrick Schulte, once again, we're gonna just keep playing the same fucking way. My goodness, I can't do this, man. If this team, I can't do this for many more years if we keep playing like this. Tillman, nice turn. Tillman, and again, we have no options. He has no options. I can't just like, okay, Aronson. Aronson finds, no, he doesn't find Balogun. Horrible pass from Brendan Aronson. Johnny Deep with the ball to Tim Ream. Christian Pulisic finds up to, oh my goodness, Christopher Lund, you stupid, idiotic thing. Oh my God. I am going to vomit if I keep watching this team. I can't, man. This team is going to start giving me explosive diarrhea just out of stress. I can't keep doing this. It's a friendly, so yeah, sure. Who cares about the result? But again, we're just getting humiliated by Canada at home. We're playing like complete crap. Good luck, Mauricio Pochettino. Good luck. Good luck. My goodness. This guy's going to have to work some miracles. So Luca De La Torre is coming on for Tillman? It was like Tillman was like the only decent player we had the whole game. Oh my God. Tillman's coming out for De La Torre. Johnny. No. Sorry. Wait. Johnny's coming out. Okay. Johnny for Aiden Morris. That's fine. Johnny wasn't good today. But I would not take out Malik Tillman. He was like the only decent player we had throughout the game. Aiden Morris is a fine sub because he's been playing well in the AFL Championship. So it'd be nice to see how Aiden Morris does today. But Tillman, I just don't know. Musa dribbles into every single Canadian in the entire planet and loses the ball. Why do we have players just running into like 5 Canadians at once? Like you're not going to blow by 5 Canadians at once. Ay. Family Guy fan, replace U.S. soccer and MLS. I mean, that's a like the federation, all that. That's a way to fix the long term, which is probably what we need. But I do want to figure out a way to fix the short term. We have a World Cup coming up, and these, unfortunately, are the players that we have. David Addison is saying instead of 2-0, it's 2-0. Yeah, Canadian. Jonathan Hernandez saying, Johnny Tack, I don't know what to tell you. It ain't it. Look, Johnny's performance today and the other performances of the U.S. men's national team, they've been mediocre at best and horrendous at worst. Today was horrendous. I'm not going to defend that. And I think Johnny can start for the U.S. men's national team. But if these are the performances that Johnny Cardoso is going to put out, then he's not going to start for the U.S. men's national team. You guys can call me biased for Johnny, whatever you want. If he doesn't perform, he should not start. And if Johnny plays the way he played today, he should not be starting for the U.S. men's national team. It's pretty simple. There's no bias. If he plays like that, he shouldn't start. He got a chance today, and he played like shit. Should he get another chance? Sure. If Tyler's not available, Maloney's not available. Next game, maybe Johnny comes off the bench, and if he plays well, he can get another chance. But yeah, if you play like shit, you don't get a chance. I have players I like. I have players that I'm closer to. But if they play like shit, they play like shit. Period. That's how it works. That is how it works. Luca De La Torre now with the ball. And, okay, switch there to Joe Scally. Rocco222 saying media is going to give credit to Greg like in Vegas. Give credit to Greg for what? For us playing like crap? Look, I don't... There's nothing to... Honestly, like I said, Greg Berhalter's gone. This today is on the players. Yes, this does look a lot like Berhalter ball, and there's a lot of Berhalter ball here and there, but this is most on the players. We can't keep blaming Berhalter at this point once he's gone. Yunus Musa drives inside. Aiden Morris with the ball. Out wide to Joe Scally. Luca Del Torre to Yunus Musa. Here comes Musa with the ball. Musa to Aronson, Christian Pulisic. Pulisic, Balogun. Oh, Joe Scally. The U.S. has the ball. Scally back. Oh, Aiden. What is that? It worked. It works. De La Torre, go. Did it count? It counted. U.S. scored. What just happened there? Aiden Morris pulled a Zidane right there with the back heel, and he got the assist for Luca De La Torre to score. What just happened? A complete collapse of the Canadian defense because they just stopped out of nowhere. The Canadians just stopped out of nowhere. Christian Pulisic with the cross. Let me try to understand what the hell happened here. Scally found Aiden Morris. He scuffed a shot, but then he... I don't care if that was accidental, but that was a brilliant assist from Aiden Morris. That was a brilliant assist from Aiden Morris. So 2-1. The U.S. gets a goal. Somehow the U.S. is still in this game. Somehow we're still in this game. Steven Spada is saying, chamber under every stadium where we put our team when they lose. The players should share our fear of losing. They're not going to share the fear. They're not. Also, there's like barely any pressure in U.S. soccer. We talked about this, right? Like, I don't mind. The players should have a life outside of soccer, but McKennie going to a hookah bar after we lose to Panama in the Copa America, there's no pressure. There's no pressure. Todd Mullen is saying Reyna's injuries, if he was a horse, they would shoot him. Yeah. So apparently, like horses, when they get in, well, not injured, but when they break a leg, they have to sacrifice the horse. Is that how it works? I've heard that before with people that own horses, but I'm not a big horse guy. I don't know much about horses. Raymond is saying the U.S. men's national team looks worse than our local U9 side, completely disorganized on both sides of the ball. Yeah, we've looked like that for quite some time. And then we scored this weird goal where Canada just kind of like collapsed on defense. That was a bit of a weird goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, weird. I'll take it. Need to at least get a draw, man. You can't lose to Canada at home. Yeah,
it was a weird goal because Aiden Morris, like Canada, like stopped playing defense, and then Aiden Morris, in an assist that I can't tell if it was accidental or not, or just brilliant, he finds Luca De La Torre wide open in the box.
Yeah, and then Luca De La Torre finished just like good. Games change on moments. So now we've got that. We should have the momentum. Can we go get at least an equalizer?
Yeah, here's the problem about us even tying this game. Sure, in terms of like our honor, we can probably put it this way. But regardless of what happens here, this has been a disgraceful performance.
No, awful. Complacent, entitled, lackluster, tactically naive, but that's not the reason we lost. or are losing.
Oh,
Rather.
Luka was offsides in the goal.
Yeah, it was hard to tell if he was onside or not.
No, it just showed here he was off, but there's no VAR. He was off. He was like a whole step off, like a lot. You'll see it. You'll see it. So we got an offsides goal. So, but we'll take it. We'll take it. And everyone, if you can drop a like, thank you very much to everyone that tuned in. No, he was off. He was off.
It's hard to tell on the angle though.
Haji Wright is coming. Oh, minute 69, everyone. We hit minute 69. It's a shit performance, but at least we made it again. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Why are the Canadian players just dropping left and right? They just keep falling everywhere.
I don't know. I'm trying to be Pulisic.
People are saying, why doesn't Luca De La Torre start? Guys, Luca, he scored, but give me a break.
You can't overreact to one.
Yeah, he scored a goal, but he hasn't really done anything. Calm down. Like,
we tend to overreact to things.
Yeah, important. Got a goal. We need a goal. But again, that's not ultimately where the decision comes from. And I thought he should have come on for Musa. He should have come on for Musa, and Tillman should have stayed. I thought Tillman was fine.
Now Musa's playing. Yeah, I don't know why they took off Tillman. Tillman was one of the few bright spots.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless it was like some pre-planned rotation.
Honestly, I hope in his opening press conference, Pochettino is like, we need to get rid of this entitlement in this team. Like, I hope Pochettino doesn't compliment any of the players. I don't want him talking about how we have good players. Come on. Come on. Ooh. I want Pochettino to just be like, we have a problem and we have a lot of work to do to fix this because this team is terrible. Honestly, I just want him to come in like scorched earth. Just like forget day one. Anybody who's not getting 100% in training goes home. Just send them home.
Yeah, and on top of all of that, Pochettino should look at this as a opportunity of a lifetime because if he can accomplish anything with this team in the World Cup, like a quarterfinals run, he's going to get a job wherever he wants after.
Yeah. You can't get much worse, right? Like after Berhalter and this team can't drop any lower. I mean, we got grouped at Copa America.
And we're losing to Canada at home now. By the way, Haji Wright for Musa.
Okay.
So is Aronson going to move to... Oh, Pulisic might play as a 10 then. Yeah, Pulisic's the 10.
So we're still not giving Sargent a chance, huh?
No. And Pulisic's playing as a 10 now. So Haji is on the left. Aronson's going the full 90, apparently.
Seems like a guy that like a MLS Mikey Virus coach would love.
Yep. And
what has Aronson done to stay on the field? We pull off Tillman, but not Aronson?
Yeah, I would have even rather have Tillman out wide or put Pulisic on the right, and Tillman could have kept... Tillman was doing fine at the 10.
Yeah, Tillman was one of the few bright spots in this game. I mean, he wasn't, like, amazing.
I would say he was a solid, like, 6 out of 10 this game, which compared to the other players, it's freaking amazing compared to everyone else.
Oh, come on, Aronson. Dude, he keeps losing the ball in dangerous places.
He's not good. Michael saying assistant goal from the subs, hire Mikey Vadas permanently. Yeah, guys, look. 1, it was a fluke goal. It was just like a very weird goal. 2, it was offsides. He was offsides. So we take the goal. We're down just 2-1 thanks to it, but it was a fluke goal. Like Aiden Morris is not pulling that freaking Zinedine Zidane trick every time.
No.
And
but good for Morris, man. Like, there's something there with Morris, and he did the right thing by leaving the crew and going to the championship and pushing himself.
No, and I think, obviously, it's not enough minutes here, and Johnny, I want to see Johnny get more minutes, but based off Johnny's performance and Aiden's cameo here so far, probably just start Aiden against New Zealand. See what he can do there.
Yeah, Johnny was really poor, man.
Horrible. And I talked about this in the stream. Like, Johnny, based on what he did with his club, he's earned a start, an opportunity. But if you come into that opportunity and play like shit and someone else comes in and plays well, you get benched. Doesn't matter where you play. That's how it should be.
We need to bench Aronson and Ream, too, for the next game.
Probably next game, what should be done is probably bench Musa, Johnny, Ream, and Aronson. And Lund, too. Just give Caleb Wiley. Bench Lund.
Yeah, I don't know if Wiley's much better, but it's like, what do we have at this point?
I mean, I don't know if Wiley's better or if Wiley's it. I just know Lund ain't it. That's all I know.
No.
I don't know if Lund is better than Tolkien, dude. It looks like it's about the same level.
Yeah, the same mediocre player. To his credit, Tolkien looked better in the Olympics. Now that's an under-23 tournament, so let's, we don't know what Lund would have looked like there. But Tolkien wasn't amazing at the Olympics, but he was better than this.
Mm-hmm. Two-one Canada, 74 minutes into the game. After this, we're going to go to 11 Yanks for a post-game. So then we'll go more into details of everything that happened, try to discuss, debate, and digest this horrible performance, and go into individual player performances, ratings, all of that. But again, you guys, like, it's 2-1 Canada, but that is not a good, I guess it's not really what the game looked like. 2-1. It should have been more like 2-3-0 Canada.
At least.
Yes.
2-3-0. It should have been 4-1, 4-0. Schulte made 3 very good saves.
And now the last like 15, 20 minutes, it's more or less like those last 15, 20 minutes of a friendly. There's no sense of urgency. No one seems to care too much. Yeah. Even Canada there doesn't seem to care too much. You know what Jesse Marsch should have done if he wants to be bitter and actually troll? He should have gotten the ball and done a bounce pass. That would be a great troll if he did that.
That'd be hilarious.
Okay, Aronson looks like he's going to go to full 90, man.
He runs a lot.
Mm-hmm. Christopher Lund with another mediocre cross. The thing with Lund too, dude, he's 22. He's not 18 playing the Serie B or the second division of Italy. He's not 19. He's 22. At age 22,
he smiles, Tack. That's what
I forgot about that. Yeah, he smiles. He's like a very nice guy. Very nice guy.
Really good for brotherhood.
Yeah, because cow for Brendan Aronson.
Oh God, we're really giving it to the hustle merchants, huh?
Oh, he's got good hair. Got good hair.
Give a fuck about that.
Beautiful hair right there. Beautiful hair. Very beautiful hair.
Sounds like something Donald Trump would say. Beautiful hair, the best hair. Gets it from me.
Very American hair. Very American hair. American hair.
American hair, free flowing, long, beautiful, like Ivanka. Beautiful hair.
Not as beautiful as Ivanka. That's what he would say.
Not as beautiful as Ivanka or mine. My hair is the best.
Top 3 hairs in America. Donald Trump 1, Ivanka 2, Kate Cow 3.
This hair would stop bullets.
No, it wouldn't. That's just Trump's hair.
Somebody said Sergeant has turned into a lieutenant on the bench. I think lieutenant is higher than sergeant, isn't it? I think he's turned into a lance corporal or
a soldier. No, he's just a soldier.
It's private.
Oh my goodness. Hey, at least that Kate Cow will provide us with some very nice pictures. Very, very nice pictures. Watch him. Also, they put Kate Cow on the right wing. That destroys his best move, which is to cut inside and shoot.
I know. He can't do his thing.
You should put him on the left so he can cut inside and shoot. You never know. It might work. It works from time to time.
Yeah. For teams that don't know him, it works.
They might not know him.
He did in MLS for years because they don't scout.
Mac Ryan saying, Viva la Troncos. Yeah, we got a lot of Troncos. That's the United States. Been talking about this, how American players consistently struggle in tight spaces. It's quite remarkable. They can't get out of uncomfortable situations in the field.
Very few. Very few. Gio, Pulisic, maybe Balogun.
Not even. It's probably just Gio and Pulisic. And Dest can.
Yes, yes, of course.
But then he also does like a rainbow flick after for no reason.
Oh my god. Yeah, a rainbow flick to back pass it.
Yes.
And
No,
he put
he's
that
like
on his
wide open.
highlight
There's
reel.
a random rainbow flick and passes it back to Reem.
And he put it on his highlight reel for sure.
Yes. He's like, I don't care if we lost to Canada. I don't care. I did a rainbow flick. Oh boy. And here comes Canada again, and then Joe Scally is a player that kind of bothers me at times, Pete, because yes, defensively he's fine, but he offers nothing when we're building out of the back, and he offers nothing in the final third. There's nothing.
No, he doesn't offer anything in attack. He's at best a good 1v1 defender at his best.
Yeah.
But then it's like, who else is there?
Yeah, that's a bigger problem.
But isn't MLS like doing a great job of developing players? Where are all these right backs?
Allegedly. AR is saying Haji is necessary for only one way we know how to play: kick and run counterattacks. Only one who doesn't get bodied. You know what? Pochettino is a smart guy, very smart guy with also nice hair. He has good hair.
Well, not as much anymore. He used to have Cade Cowell hair. Remember?
He used to have Cade Cowell hair, but I think he has a good hair for a coach. Like, it's a good hair for an older man. He has good hair. What he should do is he should just accept the fact that we suck and just go, guys, you know what? We're going to defend for our lives and hit them in transition, period.
There's no way he's going to do that. That's not Pochettino. He's going to make them play with a high line, and he's going to have them pressing for their lives. And if you don't press, he's going to yell at you.
Well, then Houston, we might have a problem here. Might have a big problem. Zachary Johnson saying, let's face it, boys. The Euro Gobblers have ruined the U.S. men's national team. Who would be the Euro Gobblers?
Who are these Euro Gobblers? And tell me one thing, Zach. Who's been in charge for the last 6 years? Who allowed this culture of entitlement and complacency to thrive? Who encouraged it and created it?
Well, also, I mean, if it's like MLS players that you want, trust me, we'll look worse with MLS players. If you think this is bad.
Do we not remember when we were full of MLS players? The shit was worse.
Yeah, look, it's bad like this. I concede on that. It's been freaking bad. But trust me, if we bring an all MLS roster, it's going to look worse.
Yeah.
These are
also,
still
not all Euro Gobblers are created equal. There's a big difference between A-Rob and Lund, for example, or Christian Pulisic and, I don't know, Paul Arriola. Like, or even Brendan Aronson.
Or honestly, Dest and any of our right backs.
Right. There's a big difference between Dest and Scally, between Pulisic and Aronson.
And I mean, honestly, like, they keep telling me MLS is doing this amazing job with development. Where the hell are these players? Like, where are the players?
So somebody said at least MLS players would put heart into it. Diego, do you remember when we had these hardy MLS players? Paul Arriola, Sebastian Lletget, Christian Roldan, Jordan Morris, Jesus Ferreira. Remember when they put their heart into it? We looked like shit.
Well, they lost to Panama at home in the Gold Cup.
At home also. Like, this is like delusional or rewriting of history here.
Well, we had mostly MLS players in 2017 when we played against Trinidad and Tobago. What happened there? What happened there? Where was their heart? They couldn't even tie Trinidad and Tobago to qualify to the World. We just needed to tie them. We didn't need to beat Trinidad.
What's his name? Matt Beasler went on after Copa America and was saying, well, the problem with most of these guys is they weren't captains and leaders of their team in Europe, even though they play in Europe. Whereas you look at guys like me or Clint or Michael, we were captains of our teams. And I'm like, Beasler, you were part of the generation that failed to qualify for the World Cup. I wouldn't say a fucking word if I were you.
I think what Zachary Johnson, what you're probably referring to is the MLS players in the 2000s. That's what you're talking about. Because recently, the MLS players have been letting us down just as much, if not more, than these guys. They failed to qualify to a World Cup when they were playing MLS. So I don't agree with that. I don't think we'll look better. And these guys right here, from a technical standpoint, quality, these are our best players. But they need to wake the fuck up. They need to actually want to play. And Pochettino, this is probably Pochettino's biggest challenge. Not tactics, not player selection, but shaking up the culture of this team. That is probably his biggest challenge, the mentality.
Yeah.
What minute are we in? 82? In the game in the past, like 15 minutes, nothing has happened. No one gives a crap
it's
anymore.
Dull and lifeless. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and guys, listen, no one's against having MLS players in the national team if they're good enough. But if you're a veteran, you have to be like a top 3 player in MLS in your position. Like you have to be probably the best.
Yeah.
And even so, there's still some debates there. The thing is, like claiming that they would give it all. They would try. We failed to qualify to a World Cup with them.
Yeah.
They also lost the Gold Cup at home literally last year. Have we forgotten that?
Yeah, ridiculous. Like the revisionist history of what MLS players bring us, guys. You just remember what they all brought, even under Berhalter. Remember? His whole first cycle was all MLSers.
Well, what about the Olympics? Wasn't our roster mostly MLS players?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How do we do in the Olympics? We were like people. I think people forgot we were legitimately shit in the Olympics. 3-0 to France, and then we beat New Zealand and Guinea, which are probably semi-pro teams. Guinea didn't even look like a team.
We didn't even look good against New Zealand.
Was it 5-0 against Morocco? 4 or 5? 4-0 against Morocco. So I'm sorry, like those are the MLS guys. Yeah, they put in effort. Good for them. I'm not questioning that. But sometimes effort alone is not enough. If effort is enough, put me and Pete to play. I'll give my life for this team, and we'll lose, and we'll definitely lose. Zachary Johnson saying, "Where's Aiden Morris?" Yeah, I mean, hasn't really done much sense, but he hasn't been horrible. I can't really criticize Aiden Morris that much. I wouldn't say he's been horrible. And here comes Haji Wright in transition. Good ball, Haji finding Pepe. Oh, Pepe wasted a one. See, Pepe, you got to take care of those chances, man. Haji Wright just put Pepe on a 1v1 at the goalkeeper, and he hit the goalkeeper. Got to score those. Bill's saying we need Steph Curry to start lobbing through. This is not basketball, Bill. Steph Curry cannot help this team. But good play from Haji right there. Did you see, Pete?
I'm seeing now. Yeah, that's a great ball from Haji. More than Aronson has done this entire game.
And I thought Pepe should have done better.
Yeah.
The touch and the finish.
All right, I will see you guys in the postgame.
See you in 5 minutes at 11 Yanks in the postgame. Jacobo is saying best MLS players are consistently South American. Even in Portland, we're full of South American players. Yes, the best players in Major League Soccer are foreigners. They're not the Americans. The foreigners are the best players in MLS. Christian is saying Pochettino has a tough job ahead of him. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. I'm going to back him, and I'm going to trust him. But, boy, this guy's up for a challenge. This guy is up for a very big challenge. Let's see here. Stephen Nagishi saying such a bad audition to Pochettino for many of the guys. Oh, no, they all failed the test. Stephen, they all failed it. They all failed the test today. Zachary Johnson saying at least MLS players play. Sure, the players are in Europe. If they want to come back to MLS, they'll play. They'll play if they come back, but whatever that's worth at this point. Mac Ryan saying MLS has become a South American second division level league. In terms of pressure, sure, maybe even lower, but in quality, I think there's a bit more quality on the forwards when it comes to MLS. It's just the defending in MLS that's much worse in those leagues. But the forwards in MLS, I would say they're better than second division leagues in South America. MLS is actually better than a few leagues in South America, if we're being completely honest. "88 minutes here. The game's almost over." Cade Cowell trying to fight, loses it. Pepe finds Christian Pulisic in the middle. Pulisic playing as a 10. And he finds Aiden Morris. Good play from Aiden Morris. Out wide to Haji. Haji Wright cuts inside, tries to find Pulisic, and is dispossessed here by the Canadian players. 88 minutes and 20 seconds. We're coming to an end of this game. Christian Astorga is saying, by the way, I'm Mr. Stuff and Things. Oh, Christian, you are. How have you been, man? Because you left Twitter, Mr. Stuff and Things. You left Twitter. Or X, shall I call it? X. We still call it Twitter, even though they changed the name to X. It's still known as Twitter. How have you been doing? I hope you're doing great. Hope you're having... Honestly, it's probably best to leave Twitter. It's not really a good app. I mean, I have fun with it, but people can be very disgraceful in that app. Very disgraceful. United States with the ball here. Chris Richards finds Aiden Moore. No, Luca De La Torre. To Luca De La Torre. Switches it to Joe Scally. Scally cuts inside to God knows who. And then he leaves our right side completely exposed, and Luca De La Torre has to cover him. Scally does not offer much going forward, man. Twitter's the GOAT app. I have fun on Twitter, but man, people are so dumb in that app. If that app had a literacy test, most people would get kicked out of it. There's a lot of stupid people. Sometimes it feels like people don't read the tweets or they don't understand it for some reason. Zachary Johnson says MLS is a top 8 league in the world. I highly disagree with that. MLS is not a top 8 league in the world. I highly disagree with that. United States with the ball here. And the ref has added 6 minutes. Okay. And that'll be a throw-in for Canada. Why is the ref even adding 6 minutes? This is a friendly. Yeah, Pepe did waste a good goal-scoring opportunity. Pepe did waste a good goal-scoring. We have 659 likes. If you guys kindly could get those likes up to 700, 800, whatever you can, I would truly appreciate it. Thank you very much, everyone that tuned in. Ball goes long. Cade Cowell with the ball. Beautiful hair from Cade Cowell. And he just runs out of bounds on his own. He just literally didn't give a shit. He just kicked the ball out to the throw-in. And it's a throw-in for Canada. Just kicked it out. Tried to play kick and run, and it didn't work. It really didn't. It wasn't good at all. 2-1 Canada, 91 minutes and 30 seconds. Throw-in for the very rude Canadians led by bitter Jesse. Schaffelberg hits a header. That'll be now a throw-in for the U.S. Chris Richards was going to take it, but he's like, no, sir. Joe Scally, you're the designated free-throw taker. Not free-throw, throw-in taker. He finds Aiden Morris, and Aiden Morris just hit a bricked pass right there. A brick pass to Luca De La Torre. Here comes Canada. Oh, boy. This could be number 3. For Canada. Nope. Dispossessed there by Tim Ream, and Patrick Schulte will play out of the back. 92 minutes. Oh, my goodness. Jesse Marsch got his revenge. Pochettino has a lot of work to do, man, but he can't work miracles. These players have to step up. Like, if we're going to keep playing like this, there's nothing this guy can do. Aiden Morris trying to play all the way out of the back there when we have no ideas. There's no off-the-ball movement from these players. Tim Ream, Haji. Haji tries to find Christian Pulisic. That'll be a throw-in for the United States. 93 minutes. 93 minutes. Why is the game stopping? Like, the Canadians are so pathetic. They're like wasting time in CONCACAFing to get a 2-1 win in a friendly. Just get the hell out of the field. Like, there's a substitution right now. They're literally wasting time. Why is Jesse Marsch making a sub? By sub, I don't mean like a sandwich. Like, I mean like a substitution in the 94th minute. The dude is literally just wasting time. Please rank the top 8 leagues. Well, the top 5 right away ahead of MLS, right? Bundesliga, Premier League, Serie A, Liga, La Liga, 5. The Brazilian league is better than MLS. The Eredivisie is better than MLS, you like it or not. Liga MX is better than MLS, the Mexican league. That's already 8 better. Not necessarily in this order, but they are better than MLS. I would even make a case that the EFL Championship, the second division of England, is better than MLS too. Right there, I already have 9 leagues better than MLS without thinking much. Right there, I have 9 leagues. I can probably list a few more. The Portuguese league, that's another one. All right, and then Canada with the ball, Crepeau. 94 minutes. We got a minute 30 left. A pathetic performance from the U.S. men's national team today. It was pathetic. We scored a goal offsides. An offside goal. And Canada was pretty wasteful. All right. 95 minutes and 20 seconds. The game's about to end here. Zachary Johnson saying, as another representative of Zachary Johnson's, MLS isn't even. Oh, Zach Johnson now isn't even top 20 league. Don't tarnish our names. So there's a Zachary Johnson and there's a Zach Johnson. Zach Johnson doesn't agree with Zachary Johnson. Zachary Johnson thinks that MLS is a top 8 league. Zach Johnson doesn't think MLS is even a top 20 league. It's the battle of Zachs. We should put them in the octagon and let them fight and see which Zach would stand. The Zach that wins picks what ranking MLS stays. We should have both Zach Johnsons fight, in my humble opinion. That's what I think should happen. Jonathan is saying, how much does this loss even matter? This seems like a Canadian A squad versus a squad of guys that are auditioning for the USB team. Canada is missing about the same amount of players we are. So the result itself doesn't matter, but the performance, right? Our performance was abysmal. Of course, losing to Canada in a friendly doesn't matter that much, the result. The problem is the performance, and that is it. The game is over. Canada 2, US 0. Zachary Johnson said, you're wrong about the last 3. I am not, Zach. I am definitely not wrong about that in MLS. I am definitely not wrong, Zach. And you and the 2 Zachs should battle. Zachary versus Zach. Zach Johnson versus Zachary Johnson. Canada 2, United States 1. We scored a goal that was offside, the Luca De La Torre goal. And Canada should have had 3 or 4 goals. It was a pathetic performance for the U.S. men's national team. Thank you, everyone that tuned in. If you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe. Tomorrow, I will release a video of the 7 things that we learned from this game. Obviously, they're mostly negative. But right now, we're going to go to 11 Yanks for the post game of Canada 2, United States 1. All right? That's all. Jesse Marsch got the win that he wanted. See you guys there at 11 Yanks. Bye.